gave us wristbands, and if you didn't have a wristband, they didn't let you go into the seating area.
So I could have stood there in like that floor area.
Mm-hmm.
I probably would have had a little more fun with it, honestly. So you could like gas around a bit.
Yeah, we were close to that. Oh, I was the only one. My wife didn't go, but I was close to that couple that they brought on stage.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah,
That
that
was weird.
it was very weird. I've never seen him do that. That's the first time I've seen him bring anyone on stage. He's pointed out signs before,
Yeah, I know that he does that.
but that's the first time I've seen him do that.
I would not do that because then it's gonna be what signs are we missing?
Yep. Looks like we're still getting a glare from something. Yeah, we can't do anything about that. So nope, it is what it is.
I think those are.
Wow, that is pretty unusual.
Good evening, good afternoon, whatever you want to call it. Welcome to AC Bible Junior Memorial Stadium for the final game of the regular season for the Eastview Patriots as they take on the Leander Lions. My name is Brian Reed, joined alongside once again Chris Cavazos, producing, running the camera, making sure my life is easy over here. For Eastview, they did not win last week against the Rouse Raiders, coming up a little short in their 21-point comeback, falling 24-21. However, they did clinch a playoff spot for the first time since 2020. The Eastview Patriots will be making their way to the playoffs, and we'll be calling that action whenever we know when it's going to be, where it's going to be. That game will most likely be on, well, the NFHS network, I should say, but it will be powered by Vype Media. We'll be calling the action there. For a lot of these players, though, this will be one of their last regular season games. You know, we talk about this in high school. Once it all ends for football, that's pretty much it. It's the last time for a lot of these kids. They're going to be playing this sport. So, you know that they got at least one more week coming. It's got to feel pretty special. And we finally get some cool weather here. Nice weather. It's past daylight saving, so it's nice and dark outside. The stadium is fully lit. No more glare. It's absolutely perfect weather for tonight. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, no, you can't get a better atmosphere than this. Tonight, we're here at Bible Stadium in Leander, Texas, a classic stadium, the first football stadium here for LISD. And yeah, the atmosphere is really, really exciting out there. Not only are they celebrating homecoming tonight, but they are also celebrating senior night. So they had a lot of festivities happen before the kickoff, and right now they're doing the school songs. But yeah, it's all the pageantry of Texas high school football, you know, with homecoming, senior night, and everything. So yeah, it's a great atmosphere. Leander, a lot of these seniors, it is going to be the last time they strap on football pads, so it's something special, something that you know, I've been through that before, and it's a bittersweet moment. But let's come out here and cheer on these young men as a lot of them play their final football game of their life.
Absolutely. Eastview's already been to AC Bible Junior Memorial Stadium once before earlier this season as they defeated the Glen Grizzlies 31-17. I think you're about ready for the anthem, though, so I'm going to cut this a little short as we take it to the color guard. And we're back. Like I was saying before, we've already been here to Glen Stadium, to AC Bible Memorial Stadium. We played the Glen Grizzlies. That was a game that we won 31-17. That was a game that included a kickoff return touchdown by Cormac Guerrero, his only special teams touchdown of the season, and one of actually a few kick return touchdowns for the Eastview Patriots this year. They've had quite a few special teams touchdowns, good special teams plays, a few blocked punts, and a few kick returns, including one big one by Aquavius Marbury against Cedar Park. It's been a pretty great season so far for Eastview. Obviously, they have made the playoffs, so they got one of the first check boxes out of the way, but they beat Cedar Park for the first time, and it was also their first ever victory against a program that had a winning record. They had never done that before, so that kind of shows you what direction the program is going in. As we're set to do the coin toss here, with Leander Lions wearing their, kind of looks like an SMU style jersey, blue jersey with white numerals. I think they're going to send the entire seniors, all the seniors out there.
Yeah, exactly. That's a tradition here. I haven't seen in other states, but yeah, here in Texas, you send on senior night, you send all your seniors up halfway into the field when for the coin toss.
Always good to see. It's quite a good visual, I must say. Eastview, they win the toss. I think they're determining that now as we get the coin flip underway. All done. So Eastview won the toss. They want the ball. Not something you see very often. Usually they choose to defer to the second half, but they decide they want things right from the get-go.
Yeah, that's something over the last 10 or so years that has changed. Strategically, teams want to try to get the ball the second half to start the second half. I know like 10, 15 years, and then before that, on all levels of football, whether it's pee-wee, middle school, high school, college, if you won the toss, you wanted to get the ball first. Yeah. So now strategically that has changed. Over the last 10 years or so.
Absolutely. It will be interesting to see how this game plays out with Eastview pretty much having the third spot in the district clinched. And with Leander well out of a playoff race, I don't believe they are realistically in it, though I could be wrong. Let me double check my stats here. I went not the roster. I wanted the standings. Thank you. Check the standings out here. Yeah, it's most likely it's going to be, they are underneath like Belton, I should say, 6th in the district, so they will not be going to the playoffs. So still senior night's homecoming, so obviously you have pride to play for, but we'll see how this game goes out.
Yeah, really, and this is what makes this team dangerous, what makes this Leander Lions team dangerous, is that they have nothing to lose. They can leave it all out on the field. So, Eastview has to come and play a tough game because, again, you saw out there are a lot of seniors on this team, and they're going to be hyped up to play this game and try to play spoiler to the Eastview Patriots. An onside kick.
They're going to do an onside kick. It's going to be recovered by Leander. Well, choosing to receive the opening kickoff kind of backfired on him a little bit there on the onside kick. That's the second time this season. We have to go all the way back to the second game of the season where a onside kick against Eastview was recovered. And I'm trying to remember who they even played that game. It just feels like such a long time
Burnett,
ago.
was it the Burnett Bulldogs?
I think it was the Burnett Bulldogs. You are 100% right. That was their first win of the season.
Right. Yeah, again, this Leander team, they're going to pull out all the stops here. It's the last game of the season. There's really nothing to play for other than your pride and to get a W. So they're going to come out and play hard. And there we go. They actually went there and did an onside kick to start the game.
Well, they're going to hand things off on the first play of the game. It's going to go, well, I think I say back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it. See, it was a handoff to trying to catch that number. It was number 20 on the carry. That was Jay Coates. 2nd down and 10. It's going to be Mason Montgomery from the pistol. Sorry, in a pistol formation, lined up in the gun. 4 wide. Moves Montgomery to the other side. 2nd down and 10. They're going to fake the handoff, throw over the middle, and the ball is caught for a big gain. It was caught by number 18, Liam Gaither.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to be a post route, but he just kind of cut it short, and the quarterback Montgomery was able to hit him there in stride.
Quickly back to the line. Similar formation as last time. 4 wide now. They're going to change things up here a little bit. Everyone's going to come in on the line. Still in the pistol formation. Takes a snap, and he's going to do a little shovel pass to the same receiver who just caught that pass originally. That's Liam Gaither. And it's a 12-yard gain to the 22-yard line.
Yeah, that's a nice misdirection play. You see that happen a lot in college when you have all this misdirection, just a quick shovel pass akin to a jet sweep.
Moving the ball very quickly here on this opening drive. So Montgomery from the gun. He'll have 3 wide. He'll have, well, I was going to say 3 to his right, but he sent 1 in motion. And they're going to hand this one off to Coates. Coates going up the middle. It's going to gain about 5 yards past the 20 to the 17-yard line.
You could tell on the Leander Lions side that the adrenaline's pumping, especially after a couple of explosive plays to get down into the red zone. They're moving right now.
Looking towards the sideline. Bringing everyone back in on the line again. Leander in the red zone. You're going to fake the handoff. We're going to look into Montgomery looking to throw. Ball is going to be caught at the 10-yard line. It's Gaither once again. Down to the 8.
Yeah, that was a situation. It was kind of a misdirection there too. They had the running back go to the left, quarterback rolled out right, and that kind of took some of the defense to leave that zone spot in the zone open for the Leander receiver.
Well, this time looks like it's going to be empty set for Montgomery. Now they're putting Coates back in the backfield with them. It'll be a pistol formation. And they're going to fake the handoff. Montgomery's going to take it himself. Bounce off would-be tackler. Chase from behind and brought down the 4-yard line. Make it 2nd and goal.
Yeah, design quarterback run there. They were able to seal off the edge there, the Leander offensive line, just to give Montgomery a little bit of room to get a couple yards there. 2nd and goal.
The 2nd and goal from the 4. Leander has yet to face a 3rd down. They're going to hand this one off to Coates. Coates trying to bounce off to the outside. He's going to be brought down short, but he's going to gain a couple yards. And there's that first 3rd down of the game for Leander.
Nice bit of gang tackling there by the Patriot defense. They were able to come in on Coates and stop him. He did gain a couple yards, but now we're looking at 3rd and goal with about 2 yards to go. Let's see what Leander dials up here. Montgomery
lining up under center. They're going to hand off to the fullback. He's going to barrel forward for a touchdown. And that looks like Timon Lawson on the carry on the fullback keeper. So Leander gets an opening possession thanks to an onside kick, and they fully capitalize.
Yeah, a very methodical drive, and also there weren't any big mistakes, and it looked like everyone did what they were supposed to do. That was a very precise drive there for the Leander Lions.
Extra point. It's a fake on the extra point. It's a keeper. It is it's picked up by Aquavius Marbury. Marbury trying to run the other way with it on option play. He's got 1 man to beat. He's got blockers. Reverses field. Aquavius Marbury trying to get in the end zone for 2. He's got it. Really pulling out all the stops, trying to keep it on an option play. It was fumbled. Aquavius Marbury picks it up and runs it back for 2. You don't see this every day, but It's always fun to see.
Yeah, Leander there trying to get a little bit too creative. Again, they're playing. They're out here playing for pride. They have nothing to lose, so they're going to probably pull out some of the stops right there. They just got a little bit too cute there, and the Patriots were able to pay for them. Were able to make them pay, thanks to Marbury's excellent run back into the end zone for 2 points.
And full disclosure, last season a very similar play occurred, and it got called back due to a random penalty that I don't think really existed. So it's nice to see nice to see that play occur, because last season they had the exact same thing happen, and they weren't able to get those 2 points. So very lovely to see.
It's weird now, on a lot of like kickoff returns, punt returns, and situations like that. You see a lot of players wanting to go block for whoever has the ball, and they're very, very skittish. And you see a lot of them just holding their hands up so that they won't be called for a block in the back.
I think they may try for an onside kick here again.
Yeah, this could be like that one team. I don't remember, is from Florida or something. That onside kick, they do an onside kick all the time.
Well, it's Rene Rodriguez, and it is going to be an onside kick. It's going to go directly out of bounds. That is a penalty. I mean, if I was playing like Madden or NCAA football, that's what I did all the time, just onside kick.
Onside kick all the time.
Yeah, but see how long you have the ball.
Again, the Lions have nothing to lose. Last game of the season. I'm gonna harp on that all night, because that's what makes this team dangerous. I know pretty much Eastview's future is already set, but you don't want to go into the playoffs with a loss, especially a loss to a team that comes in to play spoiler. So, you want to come out, play crisp. You want to play, execute appropriately and play hard. You don't want to get a loss here, because a loss like this could help you lose next week.
Especially the first time this season they've lost back-to-back games.
Right. It's the old adage, don't let a loss beat you twice.
Exactly. Honeycutt in the backfield, and they're going to hand it off to Honeycutt. Honeycutt bounces it to the outside, makes another cut, and able to move the pile for a couple yards, make that 4 yards, 3 yards, I should say. It's not mathing. Into opponent's territory. They spotted the ball off the penalty at their own 49-yard line. So now they're at their opponent's 48-yard line. Football down distance always make no sense to me. Or at least the yardages, I should say, or the downs on the field.
Yeah, hard running there on the left edge there for Honeycutt. The line was able to seal off the edge and able to get a good hard 4 yards.
Sends Honeycutt in motion. Grail looking to throw. Gives it out to Honeycutt on a screen. Gets a couple of blockers. Tries to spin and is knocked down. And he is a little slow to get up after a 2-yard gain. Oh, my goodness.
So, yeah, that situation is where, when you run those screen plays, again, and I've harped on this as well, you need that first block. Now, Honeycutt was able to get positive yardage just by his running style, but if he would have had that first block, it could have been a much bigger play. So, again, for those screens, it's very critical that you get that first block. If you can get another block, another 2 blocks, that's when you can take it to the house. I mean, look what Texas did with Ryan Wingo this past weekend. So, yeah, those are dangerous plays, but those blocks are critical for those screens.
Well, there's an official timeout on the field. I think it's time for us to take our first break of the action while they sort with that. We'll be right back listening to Eastview Football on the Vype Media Network.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Texas. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
We are the NFHS. That stands for the National Federation of State High School Associations. But really, what we stand for, together with the UIL, are the 825,000 high school sports and performing arts students in Texas. And so we stand. We stand for the runners, debate team members, and basketball players. We stand for their coaches, officials, and adjudicators. We stand for the drummers, football players and actors. We stand for the golfers, singers, and swimmers. We stand as the national leader and advocate for these essential activities and all who participate in them and make them possible, because it is our purpose to ensure that high school students get to play, perform, and compete together. To learn more about who we are and what we stand for, visit nfhs.org.
And we're back after that timeout. Honeycutt was able to get off the field. He had some help getting off, but he appeared to be A-OK. So Clater back in at running back. It's going to be 3rd down and 5 on the 46-yard line. Guerrero from the gun. And they're going to hand off to Clater. He's going to be swallowed up in the backfield. Nowhere to go with that one. Tackled for a loss, almost back to the original line of scrimmage, back at midfield. So Leander had that one sniffed out from the get-go. It's going to bring up a punting situation. Guerrero is going to stay, and he's going to punt this one away. They're going back and forth between Guerrero and Caleb Hill punting things. They have faked a punt this season. That was against Cedar Park with Hill. So 2 guys that can really run. I doubt they would do it in this situation, but you never know.
Yeah, really, there was nowhere for Clater to go there. The defensive line of the Lions was able to get big-time penetration and just stuff him before he could make it back to the line of scrimmage.
Guerrero gets off a punt. It's actually a pretty good one. England towards the sideline. Does not take the best bounce. It's going to go out right at the 15. So inside the 20 for Guerrero. And that's where this drive will begin. Well, last time for Leander, they went straight down the field after recovering an onside kick and capped it off with a fullback dive. And then the extra point attempt was they tried to run a fake, and that was run back for 2 points. So let's see what the change of the defense can make here to try to stop Leander.
Yeah, like I said, emotions were high that first drive. Now that things have calmed down a little bit, it can be a little somber because we had the injury, but let's see if the defense can step up and actually come in here, get some penetration behind the line of scrimmage, and kind of stop this Leander offense.
And a handoff to Coates. Coates bounced it to the outside. Coates got a lot of room to run. Makes one man miss before he's finally tripped up. Tripped up by Mikhail De Leon, and he makes it to the 33-yard line.
A nice bit of running there by Coates, able to get some extra yardage just by his own athletic ability, and it looks like here with that first down, the Patriots need to be careful, or they're going to be on their heels again.
On the heels a few times this season. And it's another handoff to Coates, who's going up the middle, and this time they're able to get to him after only a 3-yard gain, and going to bring up 2nd down and 7.
That's what we're used to seeing from this Patriot defensive front. Able to get the down linemen are able to get penetration, and then the linebackers are able to come in and fill those gaps, stop runs like that.
2nd down and 7. Ball at the 36. Find the play clock. Cannot seem to find it anywhere. They're going to fake handoff to Coates. Looking to throw. Takes a shot downfield. It's going to be incomplete. He would have been out of bounds anyways. Intended for Isaac Montgomery. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, it looked like a small wheel route, and the ball was just placed incorrectly. Wasn't able to make the catch. Brian, it looks like the play clocks are inoperable. You see them down there, and you see over here, they're not on. So they may be keeping time on the field. The officials are.
Maybe. It can always be tricky, but I know they kind of give them a warning. They kind of yell how much time you got left. They're going to send Coates in motion. So they're going to throw it. It's a screen pass. It's dropped. And it was intended for Jackson Arnold. So after the opening run by Coates, gets him to the 33. They go no further.
Yeah, it looks like the defense, after, even though Coates had that big run for the first down, they kind of settled down and were able to keep their assignments and stop this Leander offense, which they really, the first series, they were able to move down the field at will. So it looks like they have the number now. They've settled down, and we've seen the defense that we're expecting to see from the Patriots.
Cormac Guerrero back to receive this one.
I don't think I've ever seen your quarterback return a punt, but
He returned a kickoff in the stadium. And it's fumbled by Rodriguez. He can't pick it up, and he's able to get it kicked. And it's going to just barely get to the first down marker. That was a good job there by Rodriguez just to kick that one, believe it or not.
Yeah, that was some amazing ability from Rodriguez to get that kickoff. If I was the Lion who picked it up, it looked like it could have taken a little bit more bounce and maybe even gotten to the 45. But it looks like it's going to be first and 10 on the Lions 40 for the Patriots.
Why not the Lions players? They're all signaling that it really should be their ball after it was kicked. Because remember the Cedar Park game, if they goes past a certain point or doesn't get to a certain point, it's actually a turnover. It's a very, very weird rule.
Yeah, from my understanding, once the ball leaves if the ball isn't interrupted before the snap, for example, if the punter never gets to hold the ball, then if the opposing team comes and touches it and the kicking team recovers it, it's their ball. But if no one touched it and the ball leaves the kicker's foot, then it's dead.
Hand off to Clater, and they are just swallowing him up in the backfield.
So the
4-yard loss.
Yeah, the Lions' defensive line are coming in, and they're getting big-time penetration into the Patriots' backfield. And you can see that there with that big stuff of Clater. A loss of 4 yards. The line has to really step it up and keep those defensive linemen out of the backfield.
Second down and 14. There's only been one pass so far by Guerrero. This is going to be the second one. He's back to throw. He's going to take a deep shot downfield, and I think there was miscommunication right there. I think he thought Blaylock was going to keep running downfield, and instead he kind of turned around. It's going to make it third down and 14.
So, yeah, that looks like it was just miscommunication. A lot of times you'll see, initially, if they're bumped at the line of scrimmage when the receiver takes off, it throws them off the route. But, no, there was nobody in the vicinity of that pass, so it was clearly miscommunication there.
So third down and 14. Ball at the Leander 44. And he must get to the 30 for a first down. Sends Clater in motion. Looking to throw. Sets up a screen. It's to Blaylock. Blaylock trying to get a block up front, but he can't get anything. All he gains is a yard to the 40. Actually, just back to the line of scrimmage. So it's another 3 and out for the Patriots. And they'll be forced to punt.
Yeah, that screen really had no chance. Again, when you run those screens, you have to at least get that first block, and the block was not there, and Blaylock was just bottled up.
Braxton Hernandez back to receive this one. Guerrero into punt in the way. It's a very high kick, not a lot of distance on this one. England towards the sideline, and it bounces at the 25. Well, last time out for Leander, they had a big opening play run, and then they went no further. So their opening drive went for a touchdown, and then it's been nothing going so far. Score is still 6-2. A very random score you don't see very often in any level of football, to be fair. You know that until 2015 in the NFL, you couldn't actually run back a block kick for 2 points, or a 2-point conversion. It was just a dead ball.
Yeah, it was a dead ball. Yep.
It's such an odd thing, and college football had that forever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, once they adopted the 2-point conversion. I don't know. It's been about 20 years now.
The 90s, something.
Yeah, but they didn't adopt that rule, and then recently they adopted the rule where you can run it back to 2 points.
Hand off to Coates, going up the middle. Able to gain positive yards, 6-yard gain to the 31. Do you know who scored the first 2-point conversion was?
I don't.
It was Tommy Tupa.
Ah.
And so they called him 2-point Tupa. He's actually a punter, believe it or not. Who also played backup quarterback, too, from time to time.
I see. So that was a good first down run by Coates. Sets up a second and
4.
4, yep.
Looks like a 3. They're going to fake handoff to Coates. Montgomery under pressure, able to get the pass off, and it's incomplete. Intended for Liam Geither. And it's going to make it third down and 4.
Yeah, Geither was open, but he kind of heard the footsteps coming of the Patriots' number 33, Mahalan, and he got the hit and wasn't able to secure the football.
So 3rd down and 4. Montgomery from the gun. They're going to do another shovel pass to Geither. He's got the first down to the 40. We got the 38-yard line, excuse me. They've run that shovel pass twice tonight.
Yeah, that misdirection plays are really hard to execute, but if you can execute them appropriately, they're very effective. And that's, again, that they ran that play earlier. It was effective then. It was effective now to get them enough real estate for the first down.
Hand off Coates. Coates bouncing it to the outside. And he's going to be brought down to the line of scrimmage, maybe even lose a yard. Bring up 2nd down.
Yeah, that was a good job by the Patriot defense, stretching out the defense to the sideline, giving Coates not a lot of room to run, and they were able to bottle him up at the line of scrimmage.
2nd down and 10 from the 38. It's like a new running back in. No, it's still Coates. That's not Coates.
No, it's not Coates.
No, that's not Coates at all. Hold on. That is Michael Arnold. It's number 26. 4 wide. And they will hand it off to Arnold. He's brought down immediately. 2-yard loss on the play. And I believe that was Sam Arnott on the tackle. Will make it 3rd down and 11. Empty set now for Montgomery. And that's going to be a false start.
Yeah, Arnott there shot the gap, saw what was coming, was able to make the play for a 2-yard loss there for the Lions. And now they're going to be have an even more daunting task to get the first down as they move them back 5 yards due to the movement.
Yeah, they tried to call a quick snap, and the receiver, he jumped immediately thinking that was the snap count. So it's going to make it 3rd down and 16. They must get to the 48, their own 48 for a first down. And have Arnold set up in the pistol next to Montgomery. Takes the snap, looking to throw. He's going to take a shot downfield. It's going to be intercepted. That is intercepted. It's going to run back the other way and brought down the 25-yard line. That one was just underthrown and able to undercut that route. It looks like, I cannot see who it was on the interception. I think it may have been Sam Arnott, or it was Tyson Ishiwoko. Hard to see the numbers from up here, but still, a turnover for the Patriots, and that sets them up with the best starting field position at their own, at the opponent's 25-yard line.
Yeah, that was actually miscommunication. The receiver was taking off along the sideline, and the quarterback, Montgomery, threw it short. And when the defensive back for the Patriots saw that, he was able to cut it off and pick that off. So that was completely miscommunication because the receiver took off to the end zone from the sideline.
The Patriots have still yet to pick up a first down. 1:29 left to play here in the first quarter. Ferrero is going to tuck it in and run himself. He's going to be brought down from behind. Right now, this Leander Lions team, they're playing with a lot of passion early on, and they are snuffing out that run.
Yeah, they're actually doing a really good job against the Patriots' run game, which is the strength of this team. They're doing a great job. Their defensive front, they're getting penetration behind the line of scrimmage. The linebackers are flying around and making plays. It's been real difficult, or to this point, the Patriots haven't had any success running the ball against the Lions. 2nd down and 13.
Guerrero looking to throw. He's got time. Now he's flushed. He steps up. Going to take a shot downfield. He's got a receiver opens. Blaylock is going to fall incomplete. No flag. He was covered. I thought maybe he would get a flag, but he was looking back for the ball.
Yeah, that was a dangerous play. There were 3 Lions in the vicinity, and Blaylock, not to mention he threw the ball across his body, which is the big no-no if you're a quarterback. So that was dangerous. Luckily, it didn't turn into a turnover, but now we're looking at 3rd and long.
So 3rd down and 13. Their last 6 plays, not counting the punts, I should say, have all gone backwards. They've all gained a negative 7 yards. And you can go back further than that. I think it's gained negative 10 yards. So they have yet to really move the football at all. And they're going to be back even further with a false start penalty.
So it just looks like to me the Patriots have come out tonight really flat. Defensively, they were kind of flat to start the game. They seem to have woken up. They were able to get 2 big stops against the Lions, get them off the field. But it looks like the offense here is kind of sleepwalking. And I don't care who you're playing, you cannot come out and sleepwalk against an opponent. So they need to wake up.
They're down at 18. They got to get to 25 for a first, 15 for a first down. Guerrero, he's under a lot of pressure. He's going to try to reverse field. He's going to be brought down on his own into the field. My goodness. Leander is just swarming to the ball. And it's another 3 and out. And a drive that started at their opponent's 25-yard line with a lot of promise. It just kept going backwards.
Yeah, this is very uncharacteristic of this Patriots offense. Again, it seems they've come out flat. Yes, they had they were in a prime position to score, either get a field goal or get a touchdown. And look, they're all the way back on their own, close to their own 45-yard line. That's incredible.
See if they get the snap off, and they do right before the half ends. Last play of the half, and Guerrero kicks a good one, actually. It's fielded. It's muffed. It's muffed by number 27. Now he's got to pick it up and run with it, but he's got all kinds of room to run. He reverses field. I was thinking, why were you picking that ball? That's Evan Linden, who tried to catch it. He did not catch it. There's only one person back there to block him, and then he picked it up and just was able to keep on running with it, and he gets out at the 33-yard line.
So I'm going to call this right now. It looks like the football gods are smiling on the Leander Lions tonight, because not only were they able to turn that muff punt, which could have been disastrous for the Lions, into a pretty good return. They were able to pick up that onside kick to start the game. So the football gods are smiling on Leander right now. The only way to get that changed is coming out and playing hard for Eastview. So let's see if they do that again. Defensively, they seem to have they've woken up. I expect them to come out and the defense play hard. They stopped them twice already, got them off the field. The offense really needs to look within themselves and come out and play and execute appropriately, because if not, we're gonna be in a low score game, and again, this is not a game that you want to lose going into the playoffs.
Absolutely not. They definitely have come out flat, but they've done that a few times this season, but they always try to make a few changes, and they come out and they play much better as the game goes on. You saw it last week. They were down 21-0. At one point, going to half, it was 21-7. They made it. They lost the game by 3 points. So, all about the adjustments you make, and still, remembering there's still a football game to be played. But you play with a lot of passion early on. It can be hard to keep that up. It's hard to keep that energy going throughout the entirety of the game. So, you just keep playing, keep at it, and eventually you're going to get your plays.
Yeah, that's normally, you come out and, you try to keep, you want to do, you don't want to deviate from your game plan, right? You don't want to come out and start setting off alarms that, it could be disastrous, which, it could turn out that way. But the key is when you come out, it doesn't matter who's lining up. It doesn't matter if this team that they're playing, if the Leander Lions were 9-0 or 0-9, you still have to come out and give your best effort like they were 9-0. And if you don't do that, they're going to catch you. And that's what's happening so far. So, the Patriots have to come out and play with some urgency, because if not, they could be staring down a district loss that, while it may not hurt them in the standings, it could hurt them, mentally going into next week's playoff game.
That's right, and remember, the Patriots have not lost back-to-back games this season. They lost their first game of the season, then they won. Then they rattled off 5 in a row. Before a loss to Georgetown, they beat Chaparral 49-0. So they have 2 losses in the district. They're 6-3 overall. And I gotta say, 5-2 in district looks a lot better than 4-3.
Definitely.
And I know for the players, obviously, you want to win. There's some discussion here before we start the second half. Second quarter, I should say. Usually it doesn't take this long to start the second quarter.
Yeah, I think they might be trying to make sure they have the spot correct. I've seen that a couple times in a lot of levels of football. That's what this looks like to me. Of course, we're not down there. We are not privy to the conversation. But that's what it looks like to me. They want to make sure they got the spot right.
I think if I could put like a microphone anywhere, I think I'd give one to the officials so I could constantly listen. Like, what are you guys talking about? I just want to know what's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
I just want to know what the conversation sounds like.
I think it's the ACC that if you watch games like on ESPN and on the ACC network, when the referees and the officials go to review, they go look at that screen that's covered and they have put the headsets on. You can actually hear the conversation between the head referee here and who they're talking to back at the office about, like, okay, did he have possession here? Did he get a foot in here? Was he down here? And that's pretty interesting to hear because sometimes you see different viewpoints of, well, the referee on the field, when he's looking at it, he sees it this way, but the official that's back in the office sees it a different way. And then you're like, okay, well, what do we do? Well, if we can't agree, then the call stands, right? Because if the call is there, you have to keep it. Though that's interesting to see. I'm glad that they did that this year.
Hold on a second here. They're lining up to punt again. I think there was a penalty.
Okay.
And what's going on is they have accepted the penalty even after the good run back, and they've said, we want you to re-kick this, or there's a penalty on the Lions, and they have decided, ECU side, we're just going to do another punt. So they're going to just basically pretend the quarter didn't end, and they're going to do an untimed down because it was a defensive penalty like you're allowed to do. So this is an interesting situation here. That's why what all the discussion was about. So Guerrero's going to punt it again, and he gets off a punt that it's a much better punt, actually, and it's going to be downed right at the 11-yard line. They're going to give him to at the 10, so all right then. Good job.
I didn't see any laundry on the last play.
I did not, but there must have been some discussion, which is why it took a long time to start the second quarter, and now they're going to flip the fields because they were lined up at the 30, and then I saw them pointing, and then I saw one of the players for Eastview, that was Jason Mulholland, who started pointing the other way, and then they decided to, and that's when I saw the chain gang move, and that's when I said, what's happening here? I thought maybe the game was over for some reason, like they decided to say we're done after a quarter of football.
Yeah, that was odd because, again, I didn't see any laundry on the field to end the first quarter, but apparently there was something there because they had to redo the kick. I'm doing like our colleagues over at KBVO do. Whenever they get a good shot of the moon, they put it on screen, and that's what I'm doing right now. We have the blood moon going on now.
Yeah.
So I went ahead and I let our audience see that real quick, and we're back to the game.
Well, starting the drive at their own 10-yard line after all that kerfuffle, we're going to start the second quarter officially.
I haven't heard that word in like 10 years.
I know, right?
Kerfuffle.
Kerfuffle is a nice word.
It was a kerfuffle.
Yeah, and that is staying up to Coates. It goes for no gain back to the 10.
Yeah, and again, as I spoke previously, the defense has stepped up. They're playing their level of football again, and that is a stout defensive front, not allowing easy runs to happen, and right there, a big stop of Coates at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
So second down and 10. Coates in the backfield. Montgomery takes it from the gun. Montgomery's going to take it on a designed run, trying to bounce it to the outside. He's got some room to run. Actually, he's got pretty much nowhere to run as he was able to be chased out by Manny Williams. But he gains around 3 yards to the 13. Third down and 7.
Yeah, that was the Patriots defense actually read that really well, and they played it well, again, stretching the defense to the sideline. Montgomery was just a good athlete. He was able to make some people miss to get positive yardage there on second down.
So third down, and they're going to give him 4 yards, so the 14. So third down and 6. Coates in the backfield in the pistol with Montgomery. They're going to fake the handoff. Montgomery looking to throw. He's going to take a shot downfield. There's nobody open. I think he was trying to get it to a number 19. That's Aiden Passy. And it's going to be another 3 and out.
So, yeah, this series that we've seen from the Patriot defense, it's textbook Patriot defense. It's stopping the run, getting pressure on the quarterback, eliminating the sidelines, and getting them off the field. So a great defensive series there for the Eastview Patriots.
Last time out with them, we saw Rodriguez have to punt. He bobbled the snap. The Patriots have already blocked a few punts this season. Guerrero is back to receive this one. It's a low snap. Rodriguez gets the kick away. It's going to take a good bounce, actually. Guerrero's going to pick it up and try to run with it. He breaks free from a would-be tackler. He's going down the sideline. Guerrero makes another man miss. He reverses field, still on his feet, and is brought down. They're going to say he's down at the near judge says at the 12. The far judge says the 15. I think the near sideline judge is correct, and that's where they're going to spot him. You're going to split the difference, give him to at the 13-yard line. Guerrero just taking that one on the bobble, breaks a tackle, and just runs down the field.
Great run there by Guerrero, your starting quarterback. Now they're inside the red zone, just outside the 10-yard line. Let's see if we get a positive play here, because like you mentioned, Brian, the last plays, all the previous plays have gone backwards.
For the half so far, they have negative yards totally. And Clater with the snap, with the handoff, he's just going to go nowhere. They're getting no push up front. And they're going to say forward progress was stopped back at the 18-yard line. That is a big loss.
The defensive line of the Lions are manhandling the offensive line of the Patriots right now. They're able to get into the backfield whenever they want to, and that's not a good sign if you want to get your running game going.
Second down and 15, so a 5-yard loss. Guerrero looking to throw. He's got time. He's going to just throw it into the flat. Ball is caught. And that is by Alejandro Rodriguez. Haven't called his name very often this year, but a positive gain. That's their first one of the second quarter, and their first one since, I think, the opening play of the ball game.
That was just a quick flat route. He was able to find the soft spot in the zone. Guerrero was able to hit him for a decent game, but we're still looking at here 3rd and 6, and we need positive yardage here. I would say this could be 4-down territory here,
depending on how this play goes.
Exactly.
Well, Guerrero looking to throw. He's under pressure. He's going to try to tuck it in and run, and I think he thought he could step up in the pocket and try to run with that one, but he's sacked way back at the 20 or the 21. They're going to say the 21-yard line. I think they're going to bring on the kick team.
Yeah, right there, it looked like the Patriots had a hat on a hat when it comes to blocking. They were able to pick up that small little blitz that they did, but the Lions are just coming out with all this energy, and they're just overpowering those blocks, getting into the backfield and disrupting anything the Patriots are trying to do.
Gonzalez in to attempt a long field goal. The kick is up. It is going to be no good. He pulled it wide. Well, a very promising starting field position once again goes by the wayside. The Patriots are still looking for their first down of the season.
Of the game?
Of the game, I should say. Excuse me. Thank you.
I'm like, what kind of season were you watching if it's the first down?
Sometimes I misspeak, and it is part of my charm, I should say. Not really.
Well, I've done it. We've all done it.
Oh, yeah.
It's no big deal.
Well, the drive's going to start for the Lions at their own 21. They haven't gotten a first down this quarter. They haven't gotten a first down since the touchdown drive. Since the first play of that touchdown drive. They're going to find a spot to Gaither. Ball's tipped, and it's intercepted by Manny Williams. Williams going the other way. He's going to go in for a touchdown.
So when your offense can't score, sometimes your defense can be your best offense.
The Patriots have not had a single offensive first down this game, and they have scored 8 points with special teams and with their defense, and they've taken the lead.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes that's what you have to do. I know, when I played in high school, I played both offensive defensive line. And when the offense was just stinking it up, we tried as hard as we could to get turnovers, to get scores on defense, to try to help out the offense. And that's exactly what the Patriots defense did just now.
Oh, my goodness. That is so funny. It's up. Oh, no. Oh, no. Gonzalez, he didn't make – that's his first miss.
Yeah, and
I was just about to say how many he made this season.
And I saw what happened. He didn't get it square with the toe of his foot. He got it with the bottom, and it just died like a duck.
Oh,
so, yeah.
My goodness. It's heartbreaking.
And I'm not a kick. My cousin was a kicker, and he said sometimes the new word to describe it, thanks to Ted Lasso, is the yips. And he missed
I
that
know the
long
yips, yeah.
he missed that long field goal. And sometimes when you miss something like that, even though maybe you weren't expecting to make it, you were just trying to kick it. Sometimes it can play mind games on you, and that could be what happened here. Like I said, he wasn't able to get it square with his toe. He got it with the bottom of his foot, and he just lost control of it and wasn't able to get it through.
Well, either way, the Patriots taking the lead, a very bizarre 8-6 lead. If my stats are correct, this is all from Team Tracker. Take it with a grain of salt. Gonzalez is now 2 for 5 on the season on field goal attempts, and that was his first extra point miss. He had made 20 in a row.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if that's the exact number of touchdowns they've scored this season. I feel like it's a little bit more, but I can always go back and try to add them up. It feels like it's a lot more than that. But yeah, kick this one away. First deep kick. Fielded inside 10. It's bobbled once again. Picked up. Trying to reverse field. He's got nowhere to go. This is going to be back inside the 10-yard line. Back at the 8.
So yeah, we had a couple of missed kicks, but I will say that special teams and defense has come up for the Eastview here to give them this lead, because really the offense has been sleepwalking this whole game.
I think special teams, especially on the defensive side, has been tremendous this season. They have blocked a few punts, including one against Cedar Park. They've had a few kickoff returns. They've had a few block punts returns for touchdowns. I think they've had like 2 or 3 of them this season. One against Clean, I think one against Burnett too. So they have been tremendous on that end of the football, and they have definitely turned a corner here defensively as they haven't allowed that first down. Well, 8-6, they're going to hand this one off to Coates. He's going to run right into the line and go nowhere, and back to the line of scrimmage.
Yep, and that, again, textbook Patriot defense, stout defensive line, not allowing runs up the middle. That's exactly what happened there. Stop Coates for no gain.
I probably should have added up how many pick sixes we've had this season. We've had a couple. This is going to be a free play, though, for Montgomery. He's going to take a deep shot downfield. He's got a man open. It's going to be incomplete. That was intended for Aiden Passy, but it was a free play as the player did jump.
And when you have an aggressive defense, that's going to happen. That's you have to take those plays as a defensive coach. That you have an aggressive defense, they're going to want to take off. It happens from time to time. Good thing about it is it's not a penalty that gives them an automatic first down, which that can really break your back. But still, it's a more manageable second. What do they call it? 2nd and 5.
So 2nd down and 5 on their own 14-yard line. Coates in the backfield. Montgomery from the gun. Takes a snap. They're going to pick it up to Coates. He's under pressure. Immediately he's going to throw it the middle. He's wide open. The ball is caught. And able to be tripped up right before midfield. That was caught by number 2. That was Dominic Camarillo.
Yeah, just a small little post route. Hit him in stride for an explosive play for the Lions.
Down to the 49-yard line. Take the handoff to Coates again. Montgomery's got time. He's going to throw it downfield. It's going to be tipped and incomplete. They may call pass interference here, or it might be holding where the flag is.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a hold. Let's see what the call is. Yeah, it's hold.
Okay, so the ref does have a microphone. Just couldn't hear it. Last week was interesting with the refs because they at one point the ref forgot to turn his mic on a few times, and then he turned it on and said, "Is this hot?" And then turned it off immediately.
I was watching the other night. It was South Florida and UTSA, and the head official forgot to turn his mic off, so he was talking to everybody. You could hear everything he was saying, and finally everyone was coming and say, "Hey, your mic is on, and he was oblivious to, even though he could hear himself.
Yeah, it could be difficult. Handoff to Arnell this time. He's going to lose a yard there.
Yep. Again, typical Patriot defense there.
Now, was that game played at the Alamo Dome?
No, it was played in South Florida.
So it's just funny because you mentioned that, because it reminded me, I went to the first San Antonio Brahmas game when it was still the XFL. The Brahmas no longer exist. But that first game, the ref actually blew his whistle, but he got to turn his mic off at one point, so the whole crowd had to cover their ears for a good second there. Second down and 22. Empty set. Montgomery's going to throw it over the middle, and it's going to fall incomplete. Flag comes in the backfield. Might be another hold, although this could be against Eastview. We'll check the flag.
Yeah, the official threw it around offensive lineman that fell. So could it be defensive holding? Nope, it's a hold against. Yeah, I think the defensive player threw the lineman down because he was holding him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're going to decline that penalty because it brings up third down and 22. If they accepted it, it would have been second down and 32. I think they're just going to have them back up a bit more. 7:19 left to play here in the half. Eastview leads 8-6. They're going to fake the handoff. Montgomery looking to throw. Takes a shot over the middle. Ball is caught. They got the first down. It's caught by Geither. It's a little short catch over the middle. Goes for a big gain.
Yeah, Montgomery and Geither there, they found that soft spot in the zone, and they're exploiting it. That's the second time they've taken advantage of that area. Again, a big play, explosive play that keeps this drive alive for the Lions.
So down to the 34. Coates in the backfield. Montgomery takes a snap, looking to throw, throws over the middle, and ball is caught again. And he's going to go into the end zone. That's going to be a touchdown for the Lions. That was number 2, Dominic Camarillo. And just like that, the Lions are taking the lead right back.
Yeah, again, not in the same spot, but in that area of the zone, it was just a little soft spot where no one was there, or no one could get to the ball quick enough. Montgomery was able to find the receiver, and the receiver did the rest for the score.
Last time they tipped an extra point, it was run back for 2. Might just do a traditional extra point. No, a flag comes in. This might back it up a bit and make it a longer extra point attempt, and it is a false start.
Yep.
And that is not Rene Rodriguez. It looks like that is, I think that's Braden Maracchini. But I'm not 100% sure. I think so, and the kick is up, and it is good. We've had our first successful point after attempt of this game. It's now 13-8. A very bizarre way this game has happened. Eastview with 6:47 is still looking for their first down, which is nuts. They haven't had any offensive points scored. They've had drives at their opponent's 25 and drives at their opponent's 13-yard line. So this has been just a wacky game. They've had the extra point return for 2. They had a pick 6. This has just been all kinds of nuts in this game.
Yeah.
Pulling out all the stops. It's like everything wacky that's happened this season, we're just going to play you the greatest hits, and I think they're going to do another onside kick here.
Yeah, I think we're going to see that again. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. A win, for these seniors to, hey, we beat a playoff team on homecoming on senior night. While their season ends tonight, they do have a lot to play for themselves. So they're going to come out and pull out all the stops. The Patriots just have to respond, because if not, they're on the way to losing this game. So they need to just respond to this. They need to try to match the intensity of the Leander Lions.
And now they look like they're setting up for a more traditional kickoff. But still got to be on the lookout for a surprise onside. And they're going to kick it deep. And Rodriguez has got quite a leg on him. Maybe have a little bit of wind behind him, but still kicked out of the back of the end zone. So after all the wackiness, we have a traditional onside kick from the Leander Lions. I think what they would call that in the football vernacular is wouldn't call it a wackiness or something. They would call it a folly. They call it a football folly. The only time you ever hear about folly is that word is in football terms. Kind of like when I said kerfuffle earlier.
Definitely a unorthodox night for the Patriots.
That's a good word right
You
there.
know, it's unorthodox. 2/3 of the team has come to play, and arguably maybe the most critical is still sleepwalking. So let's see what they do here in this offensive series.
Guerrero looking to throw, throws over in the middle, and it's intended for Sam Williams. Going to fall incomplete. Going to make it 2nd down and 10.
Sam Williams there, double covered. He could have made that catch if the ball was in a different spot, but it's very difficult to make a catch with 2 people on you.
Makes it 2nd down and 10 from their own 25-yard line. Hand off to Clater. This time he's got, well, I thought he had some room to run, and he does. Gains 3 yards, 4 yards, I should say. I think for the entire half so far, they have negative yards gained. They have big-time sacks going backwards, and they've mainly just gone the other direction.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen them give up in an entire game as many tackles for losses that they've given up in this first half, and we're not even done yet.
Still looking for that first down. This is 3rd down and 6. Guerrero back to throw. He's going to throw over the middle, and there it is, Blaylock with the reception. There's that 1st down. Blaylock's going to stutter step a little bit and able to get to the 49-yard line. And finally, they can breathe a bit of sigh of relief.
Taking a play out of Leander's book again, he was able to find the soft spot in that zone, sat in there. Guerrero was able to hit him for a big gain. Let's see if this sparks the offense a little bit.
They're going to hand off Clater. Clater bounce off would-be tackler. Able to move forward. Forward progress will stop him after a 7-yard gain.
A good run there by Clater. The offensive line doing a good job of keeping the defensive line of Leander out of the backfield, which allows Clater to do his thing.
They're going to, this time, Guerrero's going to keep it himself, and he's going to have another 1st down to the 38-yard line. Finding a nice little rhythm here.
Yeah, it looks like they're starting to wake up and playing the way that they're capable of playing. And if they do that, they'll be successful. They just have to keep it up and keep this intensity up.
We'll have 3 wide. Clater in the backfield. Takes a snap, looking to throw, throws it over the middle, intended for Blaylock. It's going to fall incomplete. I think he kind of got bumped at the line a little bit.
Yeah, he had the right route, but he got bumped at the line, and that threw the timing off. Again, when you play this type of offense, it's all timing, and just if you're off just a half a second, it could be the difference between a completion and a big gain, or an incompletion and at worst, interception.
So 2nd down and 10. Guerrero with the snap. He's going to hand off Clater. Clater's got some room to run, carrying defenders with him, and he's going to have a 1st down and an 11-yard gain there on 2nd down.
Again, a great job from the Patriot offensive line, making that little seam for Clater, and then he does the rest and able to carry them to a 1st down.
Finally getting some push up front. Let's see if they can pay it off here. It's going to be 1st and 10 from the 28-yard line. On the pistol. Another handoff, Clater. Clater's got room to run. He's got all kinds of room this time. He's able to gain 5 yards.
Yeah, did a good job of the Patriot offensive line sealing off that end to give Clater that room to make the end. Leander didn't really do a good job stretching the defense to try to stop him. Turns into a 6-yard gain.
2nd down and, let's say 5. They're going to give him 5 yards there. Takes a snap, another handoff, Clater. Clater's the exact same play, it looks like. He's got a 1st down inside the 15, down to the 13.
So now we're starting to see the offensive line kind of asserting their will here. Like you expect them to see from the beginning of the game, but they're coming out and they're really pushing around the Leander defensive line in this drive.
I think we'll get a timeout here by Leanders. Now they kind of want to go, what's going on here? They need a bit of a breather. As this drive is, I said it again, the first drive of the game for Eastview that has a 1st down. So a bit of normalcy. It was already a pretty wacky game so far.
Yeah, that's what we're used to seeing from this Eastview offense. Again, relying on the run, a good, strong running game, and then Guerrero making plays with his arm and his legs. And we've seen all of that in this drive, a complete drive for the Patriots. But let's see if they can punch it in for 6.
Absolutely. They don't have an offensive touchdown so far in this game. They have a defensive one. But I could hear it in my voice when Manny Williams scored that touchdown. I couldn't help but just laugh at just the absurdity of all of this. I think I should carry a thesaurus with me from now on. Think of many different adjectives I can use to describe all this.
Well, if anything, I would have expected a game like this last week, considering that last Friday was Halloween.
True.
So that's when I've seen some weird things happen in football on Halloween games.
Very true, and it's the same play. It's handoff Clater, carrying defenders with him, getting a push. They're going to say forward progress will stop at the 10-yard line, so a 3-yard gain is going to make it 2nd down and 7.
So, yeah, that was only a 3-yard gain, but again, they're starting to pound the defensive front of Leander. And if you keep doing that, fatigue and, you're going to get tired because, the defensive line has to try to fight that off to make a play. You keep doing that, yeah, it may just be a 3-yard gain, but it will pay off later in the game because the defensive line, the defensive front will be a little fatigued.
So 2nd down and 7. And this time they're going to fake handoff, throw it to Williams in a slant route. It's going to gain a few yards to the 7-yard line.
Yeah, just a quick slant route there. Williams was open for a hot second, and Guerrero was able to find it. We're looking at 3rd and about 4. 3rd and 3, though. They can get a first down before they score. So let's see if they try to go for the pay dirt or if they just try to get that first down.
So 3rd down. It looks like it's 3rd down and 4. The scoreboard says 3. Guerrero back to throw. He's got time. Throws it to the end zone. It's caught for a touchdown. Clater coming out of the backfield, and finally the Patriots pay it off. That's the 4th passing touchdown of the season for Cormac Guerrero.
Wow, and what a good catch by Clater. That's one of the things that you look for in a running back. Obviously, you want them to run hard and secure the football, but you can definitely have a bonus if they can catch the football. Great catch there by Clater.
And Gonzalez able to convert the extra point, making it another very bizarre score, 15-3. I need to check something really quick. I want to see if this has ever happened before. I'm trying to see. I have the scoregami thing pulled up. I want to see if 15-13 has ever happened before. Does not look like it. Maybe it has. I couldn't really tell. Do all games. I'm trying to find 15-0. I want 15. Oh, here we go. You could even search it. I'm finding this out right now, guys. This is fantastic. Okay, so there have been quite a few games that have ended at 15-3. Most recently, Carolina against Houston. I don't know why I'm telling you this. I just find it all fascinating.
Well, it's an unorthodox score. You don't normally see. You see 13 a lot, but you don't normally see 15.
You don't.
Yeah,
absolutely not. No.
Yeah,
it's because football is just odd scoring things. Instead of scoring a point, you score 6 points. Short kick, not a lot of distance. They're going to let this one bounce. It's still on the ground. It's picked up by Leander. They kicked that into no man's land. I think the Eastview decided, well, if you're going to do a short kick, we're going to do a short kick.
Yeah, that really drives me crazy. You should know that if you see that kick coming, you have to field it. You cannot let it bounce. If you let it bounce, you run a serious risk of having that ball turn over to the kicking team. You have to field it. You can't let it bounce. It's football 101.
It is.
It's one
of those things you'll think about because I know on punts it's different. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and see that's why they do those kicks. Again, it's strategic because you see it and your mind goes to punt, and you're like, okay, I can let it bounce, but you can't. It's a kickoff.
Montgomery throws an empty set. Ball's caught over the middle. Same play and almost goes for 6. But a shoelace tackle by Jelani Culpepper. That was caught by Dominic Amarillo, who has the most recent touchdown. He comes up a little bit favoring his left side. He'll have to come to the sideline.
So that part of the field has been identified as a weakness by the Lions, and they're exploiting it. They've gone to that play about 5 times now, and I think out of the 5, 4 of them have been explosive plays. So they have to make some adjustments to kind of tighten up that area of the field because Leander's just eating them up there in that part of the field.
Down to the Eastview 44-yard line. We're about to hit the 2-minute timeout. They're going to snap right before, though. Montgomery's under pressure. It's intercepted. It's intercepted over the middle. There's that weak point you were talking about.
Yep.
It's interception. He's got a convoy going the other direction, but he's forced out at the 50-yard line. That was Jason Mulholland on the interception. That's the 3rd pick tonight for Mason Montgomery.
So, yeah, I don't know if that was a change in coaching or if Mulholland just said, hey, they're going to the well too much. And that's what happens in football. You find a play that works. You can't just rely on it. You have to mix it up. And Leander just went to the well way too much. And Mulholland was able to make him pay. Like I said, I don't know if that was a coaching change or if Mulholland just decided to drop back on his own. But great instincts if it was for him to do because he was able to come up with that pick.
Well, we reached the 2-minute timeout, and actually Eastview was about to run back on the field and say, all right, let's start playing football. And then I think the officials were drinking some Gatorade or some water, and they said, no, go back to the sideline. We need to take a breather here.
Yeah, normally, now, there's a lot of real complex defensive schemes when it comes to coverage. You see defensive linemen dropping back in coverage and whatnot. Again, I don't know if I was just real impressed to see that because, like I said, either the coaches saw that and made an adjustment, or Mulholland saw that and made his own adjustment and was able to make that pick again. I understand, from the Leander side of things, you find something that works, you want to try to keep going for it, especially, again, 4 out of the 5 plays. Well, now 4 out of the 6 plays, you were able to get an explosive play. 1 was an incompletion, and now 1 is a turnover. So, again, they just kind of went to that well way too much. I think next time Leander gets the ball, they'll probably mix it up a little bit more.
Well, 1st and 10 from the 50-yard line. Last Patriots drive went 75 yards and was capped off with a touchdown pass from Guerrero to Clater. It's going to have 3 wide. Set up in the pistol. Guerrero looking to throw. He's going to take a shot downfield, trying to find Williams, and that's going to fall incomplete.
Yeah, that's similar to what happened to a Eastview receiver in the last series where he just got shook. He got caught up with the defender on his route, and he just wasn't able to complete it. Guerrero, good there to give it some more air so that it just falls incomplete and not potentially an interception.
So 2nd down and 10. Probably that touchdown pass for Guerrero gave him 14 on the season. Guerrero back to throw. He's got time, goes over the middle. Oh my goodness, he had Blaylock open, and it went right through his hands. He was wide open right there. Maybe put a little bit too much zip on it. It's going to fall incomplete.
So the formation and the routes were exactly the same thing Leander was running with their success in that little area, the post area of the zone. Leander has that weakness as well. Eastview's trying to take advantage of it, and they have been doing it. It was just the ball, he wasn't able to catch that ball. But that weakness is there for the Lions and for Eastview to take advantage of.
Eastview has all 3 timeouts. Minute 43, though, left to play in the half. Guerrero looking to throw. He's flushed out of the pocket. It's going to take a shot downfield, and it's going to be incomplete, intended for a Hill. And it's going to be another 3 and out for the Patriots.
Yeah, defending there was Tyler Mormon. That was actually a real good defensive play there. He was able to make up the gap there from Hill and just get there right in time to knock that pass away.
It will be Braxton Hernandez to receive this one. Guerrero to punt it away. Last punt for Guerrero went out at the 10-yard line. Kicks this one off. Very high kick. Does not take the right direction he wanted that one to go. Let's see where they spot this. It is going to go out. Oh, my. I don't like that spot, but it's going to be just 2 yards past the first down marker. Now, I'm going to do a little bit of math here because I'm on Team Tracker, and it's saying how many extra points Gonzalez had. And I don't know how many times they've gone for 2 this season, but it said he was 20 for 20 before that miss, and I was 21 for 22. But I wanted to know how many touchdowns they actually had scored this season. So we're going to do my favorite thing in the world, math. I don't like it. It's that sounds more about right. As Montgomery takes this one. Empty set. It's going to be incomplete. Flag's going to come in, though. They're going to call that hold right there. That was intended for Jay Coates. So, according to Team Tracker, adding up all the passing touchdowns and rushing touchdowns on the season, it gave me 37, which now that seems like a lot, to be honest with you. It does not account also the 2 kickoff return touchdowns as well as some block punt touchdowns. So it might be around 40, which is a lot.
It's a lot, yeah.
That's a lot. So I don't know how accurate that statistic is. Like I said, remember this is from Team Tracker. Just take it with a grain of salt. It could be a great overestimation. It could be underestimation. I'm not sure. That's just what I have there. If you happen to have better statistics or a place to know I can get one, you can email me, and I'll give you my email. I have a worky one. It's bmreedbcasting. That's BMREED bcasting @gmail.com. As Montgomery hands it off to Coates. Actually, no, he does not have it. Coates is going to throw it. Downfield is going to fall incomplete. Manny Williams.
Well, let's see.
They're going to say he gave the interception.
Yeah, he made that catch.
He made the catch. That's
what a play.
They're giving him the interception. That'd be the second interception for Williams in the half. And they give it to him.
Yeah, they're going to give it to him, yeah. From here, it was tough to see. It looked like he got his hands underneath the ball. Let's see. They're probably. It looks like they may. No, they're done. I was going to say.
Yeah, I thought they're going to overturn that. Yeah.
Yeah, but no, it looks like it's done. But yeah, he was able to get that. It looked like from up here he got his hands underneath that football. Again, if there was a small gap between his hands and the ref saw the ball hit, we would never see that. But from up here, it looked like he made that catch. And from the ref's vantage point, he made that catch too. So it's going to be Patriot football.
Patriots football, they have all 3 timeouts. And it's just a reminder, I gave away that email. If you're listening to this game right now, and you can email me at that email address and let me know where you're listening from, and I'll give you a shout-out if you like. Or just stop by and say hello. But that's, once again, that's BM Reed Bcasting. That's BMREED Bcasting @gmail.com. Stop on by, say hello. Let me know where you're listening from, where you've been listening from this season. And I will give you a shout-out on the air. As this is Guerrero will take this one on a design run, get into the outside, and he forced out of bounds or run out of bounds at the 44-yard line. That is the 4th interception of the half for Montgomery. And that's the second one for Manny Williams. He had the pick 6 earlier in the game. See if the Patriots can try to get on the board. Later sent in motion, and Guerrero's going to take it himself up the middle, trying to bounce it to the outside, trying to get a block from Clater, reverses field once again, or stutter steps, and he jumped down or brought down the 39-yard line.
Yeah, the Patriots take advantage of the Lions being in not a prevent defense, but a pass-first defense, which leaves a bunch of space in the middle, and Guerrero is just taking advantage of that.
Guerrero's going to take a shot downfield, trying to find Hill. It's going to fall incomplete. We're 45 seconds left to play in the half. It may have been a free play, actually, and we'll see. Now they throw a flag late.
There's one here in the middle of the field, and there's one over by the line of scrimmage. Let's see what the call is.
And it's legal substitution, if you couldn't hear him. And that should result in an automatic first down. Which it does. It puts them to the 34-yard line. So 3 wide, Guerrero looking to throw. He's got time in the pocket. He's going to throw it to the sideline. This time Hill with the reception. He's going to step out of bounds, though, at the 21-yard line.
Now, I've seen Guerrero make some throws, but that was a dart.
It was an absolute dart. He's got a lot of zip on it in this game.
Yeah, that was a dart to Hill right there.
So after the slow start, the Patriots have kind of found a little bit of a rhythm. They do not receive the second half kickoff. The Lions will.
Maybe they'll come out and onside kick it.
Maybe. Yeah, that would be something right there. It's kind of funny to talk about everything that's happened in sports in high school. It's like, this has never happened before. It's like, it's hard to find something that's never happened before on the field. Guerrero looking to throw. Takes a shot for Williams, who has the reception, is brought down at the 1. Whenever Sam Williams makes a catch, it usually goes for a big gain. And now Eastview is going to take their first time out of the half.
Yeah, and again, he found that soft spot in that zone, but he, instead of just sitting in that area, he took off to the post, and Guerrero was able to hit him. Almost carried that defender into the end zone.
Absolutely. So we're going to take this time out here. I'm trying to see. I get any scores from around Central Texas. First one I can take off the top of my head was last night, Anderson. They had their first loss of the season to the Weiss Wolves, 28-7. Though they still did win their district title. Trying to see if I can get some more scores. Hutto is up against McNeil, 31-21. That game is at halftime. Vandergrift is beating Round Rock 7-3. That game is at halftime. Westwood is beating Vista Ridge 21-17. That game is in the second quarter. Hendrickson beating Cedar Creek 7-0. A&M Consolidated is beating Lockhart 21-0. And then Taylor is beating Travis 7-0. That game is still in the first quarter. Ball at the 1-yard line. Handoff Clater up the middle. A touchdown, Clater.
Yeah, right there, the offensive line just completely asserted their will, and Clater essentially walked in practically untouched for the score.
Pretty much, yeah. Westlake also just another update, beating Dripping Springs right now, 14-7. And this might be a little bit behind because I'm on the Statesman website, and it still has a score for this game listed as 6-2. So take all those scores with a grain of salt, as Gonzalez's kick is up. It is good. And Rouse is beating Glenn 14-7. So take all those scores with a bit of a grain of salt. You don't know what the scores really are. I'm not sure either, but I'll do my best to keep those scores at halftime, or if not, Chris can probably find them out here. And we will be giving you the halftime the bands as they play. If I can find some more, I'm going to go to Dave Campbell's website.
I know for district, for this particular district, 8-5A, the game between Georgetown and Cedar Park has seeding implications.
Absolutely, that's true. I'm also trying to find that one. That's the real one I'm trying to look for. And I can't seem to find it anywhere. Actually, I know where I can find it. Here we go. Oh, here, this is interesting right here. The game is on Vype Media, by the way. It's tied at halftime for Cedar Park and Georgetown, 22-22. So that game is on Vype Media. If you want to go over there and give our friends Josh Willard and Brad Cohn a shout out, and Cecil Kokenauer. A short kick, not a lot of distance. They're just going to kneel at the 30-yard line here. Josh actually helped us out earlier this season for the game against Glenn here at the stadium. And he's been a good friend to Vype Media, so big shout out to him. I doubt he's listening because he's calling his own game. So 1st and 10 for the Leander Lions at their own 30-yard line. The score is now 22-13. Another odd score, but seems as though now Eastview has kind of asserted their will a little bit here.
Yeah, the offense is what has woken up. They were really sleepwalking that first quarter into the first half of the second quarter. They seem to come out and they're playing their brand of football.
I think they had their cup of coffee, their energy drinks, the Monster on the sideline, whatever you want to call it. 27 seconds left to play here in the first half. I don't know how many plays we're going to get here, but it depends on how far this one goes. Both teams have 2 timeouts. They're not going to hand this one off. Under pressure, it's going to be intercepted again. It's intercepted again. Trying to work the sideline. It's going to go back for a touchdown. The 5th interception by the Patriots defense. It's Sam Arnott on the interception, the 2nd pick 6. And it's getting ugly here in the first half.
So, yeah, that is totally an adjustment there. It's not like, we were talking about the linebacker who decided, was it a coaching adjustment or did he drop back on his own? That was definitely an adjustment there. Arnett was able to get that interception, run it back for a pick 6.
2nd pick 6 of the half. Gonzalez into attempt the extra point. It's up. It is good. 17 seconds left to play here in the half. It's now 29-13.
Yeah, you just could tell when Montgomery dropped back to pass for the Lions. You could tell that the areas of the zone and where they had their men, their defensive backfield, shifted a little bit, and they were trying to take away what Leander was so successful with in the first quarter and into the beginning of the second quarter, and that's exactly what they did. I don't think Montgomery saw him come up under that route, able to make that interception and take it back to the house.
This is the most turnovers on the season in a game for the Eastview Patriots. They had a turnover on every game of the season until they got to Cedar Park. Then they went back-to-back games without a turnover, and they had one against Rouse. So they've had a lot of turnovers this season. So we're going to see what else I can find here. Give you some more scores at halftime. Also bringing the bands as they come out. This time Gonzalez is going to kick this one much deeper. Fielded at the 10. Trying to reverse field to the 25 to the 30. Stutter steps. Flag comes in with 8 seconds left to play here in the half.
Yeah, where it's at, it looks like it could be a block in the back.
I think so. Usually that's how that goes. Yep. Actually, they call it a blindside block.
I have not seen that called. I know that's a rule. I haven't seen that called before.
I've seen it called once before, but it's been a while. It was back when Quentin Joyner played for Manor.
I see.
Yeah.
Because I know that's normally called when the person, it's not necessarily defensive, but the person trying to make a tackle is defenseless. And if you just come out and lay them out, that is where that's normally called. But I've rarely seen that called. I don't think I've ever seen it called in high school.
In Montgomery, and for Leander Lions, they might just take a knee right here. Now they're going to hand this one off to, looks like it's actually Gaither, believe it or not, on the carry. That's who it is, and that is the last play of the first half. Well, that was a very exciting finish. The Patriots just come out swinging in the second quarter. They pick off Montgomery 5 times, and they have 2 pick sixes. They lead 29-13. We'll take a break. We'll bring you the bands. You're listening to Eastview Patriots football on the Vype Media Network.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day, interscholastic sports in Texas. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
And we're back. This is Chris Cavazos with Brian Reed bringing you Eastview Patriot football on Vype Live. We're going to go ahead and bring you the performance of the Eastview Marching Band. We hope you enjoy it. You'll have the performance in its entirety, and we'll come back later on in halftime to go over some scores in the Central Texas area. Enjoy the performance.
She's right there too.
Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Chris Cavazos with Brian Reed bringing you Eastview Patriot football on Vype Live. I'm going to go ahead and give you some scores from other games happening around the Austin area as the Leander Lion Marching Band finish their performance. So in the third quarter, Vandergrift's leading Round Rock 14-3. At the half, in a tight game, Westlake is beating Dripping Springs 21-14. At the half, Westwood's beating Vista Ridge 21-17. At half, Hutto's all over Round Rock McNeil 31-21. Cedar Ridge is really putting a whipping on Manor at the half, 56-14. At the half, San Marcos on top of New Braunfels Canyon 7-0, 7-0. Hendrickson all over Cedar Creek 28-0 in the second. Lehman and Hayes are tied at 13-all in the second. At the half, in what has playoff implications for teams here in 8-5A, which Eastview plays in, Cedar Park and Georgetown are all tied up at 22-all at half. A&M Consolidated all over Lockhart, 35-0 at the half. Rouse all over Glenn, 35-7 at the half. McCallum beating Crockett, 35-0 at half. Elgin all over Austin Navarro, the former Lanier High School, 49-7 at the half. Liberty Hill beating Bastrop, 22-7 in the second. Brenham beating Belton, 42-14 at the half. Pflugerville Connolly beating Pflugerville High School in the second, 17-13. Manor New Tech beating Northeast, the former Reagan High School, 29-0 in the second. Taylor beating Travis High School from Austin, 14-3 at half. Stephenville beating Burnett, 28-0 at the half. Just pulling up some more scores here from the area. I have to filter through other scores from around Texas. Gerald and Gonzalez are tied at 14-all in the second quarter. Salado all over Smithville, 41-0 in the second. Little River Academy beating Cameron Yo 27-3 in the second. Marion beating Florence 41-7 in the second. Or I'm sorry, at half. Blanco beating Comfort 21-14 in the third. Schulenburg beating Flatonia 14-7 at the half. Johnson City beating Harper 14-7 in the third. Shiner beating Yorktown 40-12 at the half. And those are the scores. Actually, we have one final score. Austin Regents all over their rival, the Hyde Park Panthers, 48-0 at the half. So we're here at the end of halftime. The Leander marching band still out with their performance. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll come back to bring you second half action here. You're listening to Eastview Patriots football on Vype Live.
And welcome back to AC Bible Junior Memorial Stadium for the start of the second half here between the Eastview Patriots and the Leander Lions. Well, it was a slow start for the Eastview Patriots, but a very interesting start. They did not recover the onside kick by Leander. Leander recovered their own onside kick. They parlayed that into a touchdown, and then they attempted to go for two with a fake field goal. That was picked up by Aquavius Marbury, run back for two. And then they didn't get a first down until the second quarter. But until then, they had picked off the ball twice, including a pick six by Manny Williams. They recorded three more interceptions, including another pick six by Sam Arnett. And during that time, they kind of got together. Cormac Guerrero threw his 14th touchdown pass of the season, and Clater ran in for another one. And that's how you find the score being 29-13.
Definitely an unorthodox scoring schedule, if you want to call it there. But again, when the offense wasn't doing really anything, I said it multiple times. They came out essentially asleep. They were sleepwalking there. I don't think they got positive yardage until the second quarter.
Yeah.
But special teams and the defense kept them in this game. It actually gave them a lead. There without when the offense wasn't getting any type of positive yardage at all. But then at the end there, the offense was able to find its stride, not to mention another defensive score, and that gives us the score that we have now, 29-13, the Patriots on top.
All right, and Gonzalez has kicked this one off, field at the 25-yard line, and brought down just short of 35, I should say, to the 34. And once again, I'll say it one more time to start second half. If you want me to give you a shout out, I want to know where you're listening from. Email me at bmreedbcasting. That's bmreedbcasting. That's read double two E's, R-E-D, B-M-R-E-D, bcasting at gmail.com. Let me know where you are, where you're listening from. I'd love to give you a shout out. I'd love to know where you're listening from. But first and 10 from the 34-yard line for the Leander Lions. Montgomery back out there. It's like Arnell in the backfield with him. And actually, no, that's looks like that's Geither in the backfield. And he takes handoff and gets back to the line of scrimmage. That's about it.
Yeah, again,
second down.
Since like the middle of the second quarter, the defensive front for the Patriots have come alive, and they've essentially stopped any run up the middle.
I think that's kind of where they're wanting to kind of make big focus on, because they were getting gashed early on. Going up the middle, they're going to send Geither in motion. They're going to throw it in the flat. Ball is caught. And trying to set up a little mini screen. Gains around 6 yards. That was caught by Isaac Montgomery. He's going to bring up third down and 4.
Yeah, that first block they were able to seal off that first block, which allowed the receiver to gain the 6 yards here.
So third down and 4. They have to get to the 44-yard line for a first down. Ball at the 40. Takes a snap. They're going to hand off to Geither, and he's going to try to push forward. He's right there, and they're going to give him the line of game after a final push by the offensive line.
Geither there just keeping his legs moving, able to move the pile and get that first down. There was good penetration there by the Patriot front line, or defensive line, but Geither just didn't give up.
So down to the 46. It will be first and 10. Montgomery from the gun. Geither in the backfield. In the pistol formation, 3 wide. Takes a snap, looking to throw. Throws it in a slant, and wide open is Isaac Montgomery. He drops the ball. It's picked up by the Patriots.
And yeah, there's no question there. He had control of the ball, had football moves, and now we have a skirmish on the Leander sideline, and flags fly.
That was Jason Mulholland picking up the fumble. I think that's his second turnover on the game. And he was tackled by, I wish I could see who was tackled by. I think it was Jelani Culpepper on the tackle. and he able to jar that ball loose. He had taken a few steps, and I'm not sure he jarred it loose or the ball just went out of Montgomery's hands.
It looks like the Patriot defender came and tried to make a tackle, just a standard tackle, but the Lions receiver the ball just popped out on him. He just didn't have the ball secured. So as he was going down, it popped out on him, and the Patriots were able to recover.
That penalty was on Leander. So the coach's room next to me, he's actually watching a replay of this one, and I can see it, and it actually looks like Culpepper went in there and actually did, as he was tackling him, kind of like jar that ball loose in the way that he tackled him. Either way, another turnover for the Patriots. That's their 6th of the game. Later in the backfield. And they're going to hand it off on a delayed handoff, and he's going to try to push the defender aside. He's going to be forced out of bounds.
Yeah, that was a good defensive play there by the Lions. Again, when you have someone trying to get that corner and you're not sealed off, you need to stretch your defense out to the sideline, force the runner to dart for the sideline, trying to get that corner, and they exactly did that. Was able to force a loss there for the Patriots, a big loss. I'm sorry, for the Patriots.
It's a big loss. That's back to the 46-yard line. The ball was at the 38. So 2nd down and 17. Sends Clater in motion. Guerrero back to throw. He's going to throw it over the middle, and ball's going to be incomplete, intended for Caleb Hill. It's going to make it 3rd down and 17.
Yeah, the ball there for Hill was delivered on time, but the defender for the Lions got there at the time the ball arrived, so it wasn't interference of any kind. That was actually a good play by the defensive back for the Leander Lions.
Yeah, as long as you're playing the ball, it's not a penalty. You have to be playing the ball, though, so you can look back. So 3rd down and 17. And they might be bringing some pressure right here, and they're going to get a false start.
So yeah, this is they're coming out like they did to start the game. They're sleepwalking. They are. It looks like they're not keeping their blocks. It's like a deja vu of the start of the game. You don't want to see that. You really don't.
It's the odd numbered quarters. That's what it is. So 3rd down and 22, and Leander's got to take a timeout. Interesting.
That is very interesting, yeah.
Maybe they didn't like the formation they had.
Yeah, because it's 3rd and forever now. So, I don't know what could be dialed up just to maybe get in a better position if you're going to go for it on 4th, or put yourself in a position to make a punt a little bit more feasible. But yeah, it's we talked about at the beginning of the game, they were going backwards with every play, and that's what happened with this drive here too.
3rd down and 22 coming up here, and probably what they're just doing is saying what they want to do, make it more manageable for a punt, because what you don't want is have them gain, if Leander, have them gain positive yardage and then make it easier for them to go for it on 4th down. Probably what they're thinking about.
I mean, you never know. I mean, they have had a couple of explosive plays, 20-plus yards. So could they get the 1st down? Yeah. But, I'd be curious to see what they call here, just to either they're going to try to get that 1st down, or they're just going to try to position the ball a little bit better for a punt or a try on 4th down.
Well, Guerrero in the gun. Later with them in the pistol formation. Sends Clater in motion. Similar play. Guerrero back to throw. He's got time. Throws over the middle. Ball is caught by Blaylock. He's going to be short of the 1st down. Down to the 32, I'm going to say 33-yard line. He's going to bring up 4th down. So
yeah,
this is 4th manageable, and looks like they're going to go for it.
Yeah, they're definitely going to go for it here. You're in a no-man's land for a punt, and you only have less than 5 yards to go. Yeah, go for it.
4th down and 5, and he gets it's not a free play. I don't know. It's a false start.
No, it's a false start. Or either it was a false start or not everyone was set.
Yeah, or it was an encroachment penalty, which would be an automatic 1st, or at least it'd be very close to one.
Let's see what the call is here. I'm leaning on a false start or not everyone was set, but let's see what the call is here. But if you go back 5 yards, you're looking at 4th and 9. Oh, no, it is encroachment.
Yeah, that's
Good
what they
call,
ruled.
Brian.
Yeah, they think they jumped. That's why I thought it was a free play because it was still going.
He must have made contact, and that's why it was
Yeah.
not a free play. Yep.
So let's see. That should give him. I'm not sure if it's going to be enough for the first. Should be right on the line. It's just enough for a first down. So 3rd and 22. They gain 17 yards, and then they get the penalty on 4th down. It's a fresh set down. So ball at the 28-yard line now. And they're going to hand off to Clater. Clater bounces it to the outside, pushes the defender down, able to gain 5, maybe 6 yards inside the 25-yard line.
Yeah, again, a good run there by Clater. They were able to keep that edge sealed a little bit so that Clater could find that running room. A nice gain on first down.
So 2nd down and 4. They're going to give him 6 yards there. Guerrero does not hand off to Clater. Guerrero's got some room to run. Bounce off will be tackler. Shifts fields. He's in for a touchdown. Didn't bounce off any tacklers. He just outran everybody.
Great play call there. The defense was keyed on Clater, and then it's similar to the play where they won Cedar Park. Guerrero just run a curl the other way, and there was really no one there. There were maybe 2 defenders, but when you have that much space and Guerrero running the football, 2 defenders is not going to be enough to stop him.
Another extra point attempt for Gonzalez. He's going to have a near perfect percentile on extra point attempts. They lead 36-13.
So they kind of woke up in the middle of that series there. Again, they started to move backwards, similar to what we saw at the beginning of the game. But at the end there, they started playing their brand of football, which is a ground, a hard running game, and they were able to get into the end zone, just relying on the legs of Clater and Guerrero. Great second part of the drive there for the Patriots.
Absolutely. So they lead 36-13. I'm going to give you some updates from the other big game happening in this district. Right now in the 3rd quarter, Cedar Park is beating Georgetown 38-30. So they have some implications as the game goes on.
Yeah, that I've had a son that has been a part of a couple of those games about 8-9 years ago. They're always high-scoring, fun games to watch.
Yeah.
So I'm sure that game right now is an exciting one to watch.
Kickoff by Gonzalez. Not a very deep kick. They're going to let this one bounce. It bounces off a Lions player. He stiff arms a defender and is able to get out to the 25. Also, just as a note here, the 2 running backs for Georgetown and for Cedar Park, Trey Hill, and he ran all over us, and I can't remember his name. But they are number 1, number 2 in the district in yards gained. So keep that in mind. That's why can't I remember his name? It doesn't matter. I should know it, but I don't.
And I'm about to have a panic attack, anxiety attack again. They let the ball hit the ground on a kickoff. You have to field the ball.
I can hear it in your voice. And a little shovel pass here to Gaither. It bounces off a tackler, still going. Very strong run, and gains 6 yards to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, same misdirection shovel pass there that they had, and it faked me out. I thought they were coming up down to the left, but Gaither to the right, and a good gain there on first down.
2nd down and 4. Montgomery, now they're going to have Coates back in the backfield with him. Just need to give him a bit of a breather. Changes formation. I'm going to have 4 wide. And hand off to Coates and brought down in the backfield. That was tackled by Ty Temples. He's made a lot of tackles this season. You don't call his name as often as you probably would, but he is tremendous.
Yeah, he just shot the gap there, Temples, and he came in unabated, and he was able to make that stop for a loss for the Lions.
There's a 2-yard loss, makes it 3rd down and 6. 3 wide, 4 wide I should say, but 3 to his left. Fakes the handoff to Coates, looking to throw, and he's going to be brought down, sacked That was Tyson Ijowoko with the sack back to the 20-yard line.
And again, this goes back to textbook Eastview Patriot defense. Stop the run, put pressure on the passer, get to the passer, get him down, and that's exactly what happened there.
You know, they've had 6 turnovers in this game, and I think that is the first sack of the game.
Yeah.
So that says something right there. It's going to be Jelani Culpepper back to receive this one. Nate Rodriguez to punt this one away. It's 4th down and 14. And somebody get a good punt off, and good snap off, should say. Culpepper's just going to let this one bounce inside the 50 before it's gobbled up. And they're going to say it was down at the 49-yard line. 6:14 left to play in the third quarter.
And after what was a shaky beginning to the start of the game, the Patriots have now taken control here. But there's still a lot to be improved here. Because, again, even in that last offensive series, it started pretty shakily. And then they were able to come up with a big play and then a penalty to keep the drive alive and then eventually score the touchdown. So I see, the starters are still out. I would probably want to see one more good, crisp, well-executed drive, whether it leads to a score or not. As long as you execute, I would probably want to see one more here before you start call it a night for your starters.
Hand off to Clater. Clater going up the middle, carrying defenders with him. And he's brought down at the 41-yard line, so 7-yard gain on first down.
And again there, the Patriot offensive line just asserting their will there on the line of scrimmage, getting, staying there in front of Clater, helping him get a good gain on first. Now we're looking at 2nd and 3.
2nd down and 3, ball at the 41. And very similar play. And off to Clater, they're ready for him, but they're going to save forward progress up after a 2-yard gain. It's going to make it 3rd down and 1. Just down to the 39-yard line.
Yeah, good hard run there. The Lions defensive front was able to make a stand there, so it could have been a lot worse, but they made their stand, were able to hold them for a 2-yard. Now we're looking at 3rd and short.
So 3rd down and 1. All the 39-yard line. Guerrero back to throw here. Going to throw it to the sideline. It's going to fall incomplete, intended for Hill. A little high. I'm a little surprised they chose to throw the football in that situation of it being 3rd down and short. I guess they wanted to kind of catch them by surprise there.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like they had like 8 or 9 guys in the box, so they were trying to take advantage of that. The throw just wasn't there. So, yeah, this is a no-brainer. At 4th and 1, they're going to go for it here.
So 4th down and 1. And they're going to fake the handoff. Find Hill. Hill's got a block going down the sideline. He's being chased off. Whoopi Tucker bounces off another one. Spin moves, and he's pushed out at the 10-yard line. Hill just refusing to go down after getting a great block up front.
Again, the Lions defense was looking for that inside run. They put that extra person in the box that leaves the edges open, and they were able to take advantage of it there for a 1st down and in the red zone.
1st and goal. Handoff Clater. Clater going to his left. Down at the 5, so he's 2nd and goal from the 5-yard line.
Good hard running there, good blocking from the offensive line. Really, they're just taking those chunks of yards down the field and right here sniffing on pay dirt.
2nd down and 5, and let's see another handoff to Clater. He's going to gain positive yards. Flag comes in, though. As it stands right now, it's a 2-yard gain to the 3, but most likely this is going to be a hold. Oh, it's a face mask.
Okay, so yeah, half the distance and a fresh set of downs.
Well, so it's at the 5, and they're pretty much right where Clater was down at the 3. So they don't really do half yardages in high school, so it'd be 2.5 normally, but they're going to put it at the 3. And Guerrero's going to take it himself. He's going to throw it to the end zone, and it's caught by Hill for a touchdown. That is the 2nd passing touchdown of the game for Cormac Guerrero. His 15th of the season. He has scored. He's been responsible for 3 overall, including a rushing touchdown.
Yeah, again, they're just crowding the line, expecting a run up the middle, and Guerrero was able to roll out there and find Hill open in the back of the end zone for the touchdown.
And the extra point attempt is good. Makes the score 43-13. It's a 30-point lead for the Patriots.
Yeah, I think that was a pretty good, efficient drive there. The game they're in control of this game now. Here's where we'll probably see some of the twos come in, because you want to get them reps, not only just in case you have to call on them in the playoffs, but you want to get them reps so that they'll be better prepared for fall 2026 when the next football season comes around.
So I didn't see a box score earlier, but I just looked at it. The Patriots probably could have done it with some math. They scored 27 points in the second quarter, which I believe is probably the most they've scored in a quarter all season, if I do remember that correctly.
Yeah, it was explosive quarter because not only did you have offensive scores, but you had defensive scores as well.
2 pick sixes in the quarter.
Mm-hmm.
Gonzalez to kick this one off. And they do catch this one at the 20. So no panic attacks here. Down at the 28-yard line, it looks like.
Yeah, gotta feel those catches. You gotta feel those kickoffs.
I feel it's almost like it's less like panic attacks, almost like you went in full on dad mode. It's like,
well, yeah, because I when I watch football, I want both sides, even if I'm for one team or not, if I'm just watching football, I want both sides to execute appropriately, and that's just, obviously it's easier for me up here to say, hey, yeah, you need to feel those, but I know it's a different feeling being down there. But come on, you got to know that when you kick off, that ball is live. It's not a punt. It is live until you take off and run with it.
So another piece right here, Cedar Park is leading Georgetown 44-30 as we get a pass caught by number 13. That's Jackson Arnold. And they just extended that lead, by the way. Now it's 46-30.
We have an injured Patriot out in the field.
Let's see, it's the second one tonight. You just hate to see that.
Yeah, I know. It's what's what you really hate to see is that it's the defensive player that made a good play. He made a good stick on that receiver, but just something didn't jive.
I think we'll take a quick break while they sort that out. We'll be right back listening to Eastview Patriots football on the Vype.
Interested in Vype Campus? Vype Campus brings our popular citywide media days right to your doorstep. As a Vype Campus client, we will work with you to help you take advantage of our unique campus model to build a unique experience for your school. From media day photo shoots of all your athletes to game day coverage, broadcasts and live streams, video and digital content, hype videos, the Vype U program, same day graphics, and of course your very own campus magazine, Vype Campus is truly whatever you want it to be. Email info@vypemedia.com to find out how to join Vype Campus today.
Why are interscholastic sports called the last classroom of the day? Because they teach students important life lessons like teamwork, accountability, and perseverance. School sports are so much more than a game. They're about developing the whole person. That's why they're an essential part of every student's education.
Encourage your student to participate in the last classroom of the day. Interscholastic sports in Texas. This message presented by the UIL and the Texas High School Athletic Directors Association.
And we're back at AC Bible Junior Memorial Stadium. It's going to be 2nd down and 4. Montgomery, empty set. He'll have 5 wide. Patriots look like they might be bringing the house after this one, or at least bringing some heat, which they do like to do. with the snap, and they are bringing some pressure. They flush Montgomery out of the pocket. He's going to throw. It's going to be caught complete to the 39-yard line. And that's enough for a first down.
Yeah, good job there by Montgomery to escape that pressure and then make that throw on the run. Not an easy throw, so good job there by the Leander offense to keep this drive going.
And I think we might be getting a false start, or it could be some encroachment right here. We're going to check the flag, and it'll be a false start. Make it now 1st and 15. 3:12 left to play here in the third quarter. Score is 43-13.
Here we go again.
And here we go again. Might be bringing some pressure once again. It's going to be empty set. Montgomery back to throw. Throws it deep downfield, and it's going to fall incomplete.
Yeah, that was just an errant throw. He had the guy. He had a couple of steps.
He had a step on his man.
Yep.
It's going to make it 2nd down and 15. See, right now, this game, as it's happening, the Patriots with another touchdown can match the highest point total they've had this season, which is 49 points, which they've done twice, including that 49-0 victory against Colleen Chaparral. Montgomery, design run, draw play. He'll take it himself, and he's going to gain 3 yards. Still going to make it 3rd down and 12.
And I know that yeah, you're 2nd and long, and you don't want to try to get as many yards as you can. But that play there was just to keep the defense honest. They were actually spread out. They only had 6 in the box there, so they were just doing that to keep the defense honest. But you have a lot of playmakers up in front, so they were able to keep the gain to a minimum.
3rd down and 12. Coates in the backfield. Now he sends him in motion. It's going to be empty set for Montgomery, looking to throw. Sets up a screen. They get the screen. Can they get him pushed out of bounds? They do. And that was caught by Jackson Arnold. He's going to be well short of the first down. It's going to be 4th down and 5.
I understand that was just a play, but I kind of like that play. You want to try to get your best athlete out there in space, and they tried to do that. They were able to get that initial block. He was able to gain decent yards, but just not enough for the first down because they were already behind the sticks.
And they might be trying to go for it here or trying to get him to jump. Actually, no, it's going to be 4th down and 7. That's where they pushed. They say he was forced out. Originally, the judge, I think they were over. The near judge had a different spot, and then they overruled him. Sends Coates in motion. Montgomery with the snap. Trying to set up a screen. It's going to fall incomplete. The pass was high, intended for Aiden Passy. That's a turnover on downs.
Yeah, that was just a too high of a throw for the receiver there, and they actually had the block there. He would have had the opportunity to get the first down. He just wasn't able to bring the ball down. So 1st and 10 for the Patriots.
So let's see if they send Guerrero out there. They will. Probably in the start of the 4th quarter is when they're going to send out the backups, or maybe let them play the entire game. You know, there's something to say for resting your players. There's also something to be said for letting them keep playing.
You just got to be careful.
You do, absolutely.
We've had a couple injuries here. I'm sure everyone's seen the Jaden Daniels situation in the NFL.
Oof.
You know, you just got to be careful. I understand you want to get your kids reps, but you got to be careful.
As Clater gets a 9-yard gain there on first down. A touchdown here would put them at the half-century mark. Well, touchdown plus extra point. The Patriots have eclipsed 40 points 4 times this season. Another handoff to Clater. Clater's got the first down. They're going to roll him out the 30, throw him down the 31-yard line.
Yeah, I think this is a good call here. Let's keep it on the ground to try to limit mistakes. Your offensive line is now taking control of the line of scrimmage. Just keep on pounding it down, and if you get another score, you get another score.
And most likely just keep this one on the ground. Guerrero getting the play from the sideline. He actually walked all the way to the sideline to get that play call. A minute left to play here in the third quarter. And we'll hand off Clater again. Clater bounces it to the outside and able to gain 5 yards to the 28. 27, actually, I should say.
Yeah, they were able to seal off that that edge there for Clater. A good positive gain there. If he would have made that last person miss, he probably would have taken it to the house.
Probably. They're only going to give him 4 there. I think they're going to have to snap at least one more time in here in the third quarter. You have no play clock because I think that's not operable right now. So I think they're keeping it on the field. If you watch the ref, sometimes you can kind of see what it is. It's the same play. Clater gets to the outside, has a first down. Down the sideline, one more man to beat in the end zone. Touchdown.
Yeah, exactly. It was the same play as before, but he was able to elude defenders and then plow through the last one for the touchdown.
That is the 3rd touchdown tonight for Clater. He's had 1 through the air, 2 on the ground. And they're an extra point away from 50 points, which, as I said, would be the most points they have scored all season. First game with 50 points if Gonzalez can put this one through the uprights. And he does. And that's now 50-13. So after a very slow first half, or first quarter, they have really come out swinging here.
Yeah, and this is what we expected to see at the start of the game. Again, coming off a loss last week and then not being able to match the intensity of the Leander Lions. Again, this being senior night, homecoming, the last game of the season for this team. They just weren't able to match the intensity initially, but now they're out there and they're asserting their will on the Lions tonight, and it shows on the scoreboard now. Again, not how you want to come out for a football game, but they've more than made up for it now in the second half.
So just as a bit of trivia here, I went back to the Scoregami website to see if any game has ever ended 50-13 in the NFL. The answer is no. There's never been a 50-13 game. So if you're not familiar with Scoregami, it's just a way of saying a score that's never happened before. It's a very niche thing that some guy on YouTube started and then kind of blew up a little bit. It's actually a video on the NFL's throwback page, YouTube page about it. You should watch it. It's actually pretty interesting. Of course, after this broadcast, Gonzalez to kick this one away. Short kick. It will be fielded at the 25. No fair catch called for. Stutter steps and brought down just past the 30 to the 32-yard line. We'll have one more snap in the third quarter, barring a penalty or something weird like that. There's 6 seconds left to play here.
At least they fielded it.
At least they fielded it.
Yeah.
I think after that, they just made it the point they're fielding everything.
Yeah.
Patriots up big. Let's see if I can get another update from the other game in the district. It's now 46-36. But it looks like Cedar Park is going to hand Georgetown their first district loss of the season. 4 minutes left to play in that one. It's handoff Coates going up the middle. And he's got some room to run. He gains 6 yards to the 39-yard line. Bring it 2nd down and 3. So 7-yard gain, I should say.
And we're coming
To the fourth,
to the fourth quarter.
There we go. That's what's going on. I didn't even see that for a second there. I was like,
you know, when you have games like this where it becomes a blowout, you even as broadcasters, you can have the tendency to zone out, and I think that's what happened.
yeah, I zoned out. You know what happened? You know, it does happen sometimes. But we're getting ready to start the fourth quarter here at AC Bible Junior Memorial Stadium. It is our last regular season game of the season for Eastview. You know, for first-year head coach William Roberts, he's done a tremendous job this season. He's had so many tremendous, you know, games. Obviously, the win against Cedar Park is the big one. And and get him into the playoffs. But I remember speaking to him before the season started, and he said the goal was not just to make the playoffs. He looked at last season. We went 5-5, and we lost like 3 of those games by a score, including a Cedar Park, which only lost to 2 points last season. You turn those games around, and you're in the playoffs. So that's what he's done here. He's definitely turned those teams around. But one of the things he mentioned was just like your goal is, to win 10 games. Your goal is to be playing in January, playing in December. And I always talk about as a low snap to Montgomery, and he's going to be able to dump this one off, but it's going to fall incomplete. You always look at, for any athlete, any sport, your goals sometimes could be higher as to what you can accomplish, like what you can do. Instead of saying, well, I could just do this, like, why don't you shoot for the stars? Why don't you say you can do this? Because you can do that. I take it like an example like golf is like, try to make birdies instead of saying, well, I can make bogey from here. Why not say you can make birdie? Why not say you can chip this one in? That kind of thing. I think that's the mindset he wants to instill his players here is, why can't you be great? Why can't you be good?
And I think when you came into the school, he saw the talent was there. You know what I mean? If you come into where maybe you don't have the talent that you were looking for, maybe you're like, okay, let's try to get an extra win. Let's try to challenge for the playoffs. Let's try to beat team XYZ. But he has the talent at Eastview, and that's why he was able to say, hey, let's try to go 10-0. Let's try to win district. Let's make the playoffs, and not just make the playoffs. Let's win games in the playoffs. Because the talent's here. The Eastview has always had talent. The Georgetown area is full of talent when it comes to football. Yeah. Actually, all high schools athletics,
all around,
exactly. There's talent there, so there's no reason why when he came into Eastview to say, hey, I do want to reach for the stars because we have the talent here. Yeah, and that's why he's successful in this first season.
After making the playoffs first season, winning more games than last season. Pass was almost intercepted. The ball hit the ground. It would have been Montgomery's 6th interception of the game. It's another turnover on downs. In the previous play, by the way, Lori Sapumu almost got another interception. It's interesting to note they had 5 interceptions in this game. They were all in the first half. There's only been 1 turnover in the second half. So 11:45 left to play. Most likely, you're going to see backups come in. And here we go. This is backup for Eastview. This is number 14, Ty Burgess, coming into the game. He has 1 rushing touchdown of the season, and that was against Colleen Chaparral. Handed that one off to Landon Wallace, who's going to go backwards on the play, make it 2nd down and 13. Funny enough, he's actually 3 for 3 on passing, so he's 100%. So years from now, I could say, well, you like that season? Well, it was 3 for 3. He could just say I was 100% on all my passes. And he'd be correct.
It looks like Coach Roberts is just winding the time down. I know it's a little bit more difficult to run that strategically because you can't see the play clock. High snap there.
High snap, and he was able to get it down and hand that one off.
So,
he came to yard, though.
Yeah, they just missed that call. The Leander defender just came in, and after he threw the ball, he just shoved the quarterback to the ground, and he put his hands up, and I would have done the same thing. That should have been roughing the passer, but
it is what it is.
It is what it is, yeah.
Yep. And it's going to be Bowen in the backfield. Ty Burgess and a quarterback. In the end, he is trying to run that play clock, and I think he's probably trying to stand next to the official so he can know what the call is.
Mm-hmm.
Burchison from the gun. Bowen in the backfield. And Bowen in motion, and that's going to be a delay of game. That's such a tough penalty, especially when there's no
clock.
When you can't see the clock. But it is funny. I can tell this story. There was a game in the NFL. YouTube has a game about it where the power went out in like the stadium, and it was a day game, so they decided just to keep playing even though they couldn't broadcast it. And there's like some footage of it because the camera operators were running on battery power. And I'll tell you after this play. Bowen in the backfield. Sends Bowen in motion. Burgesson takes the snap, Throws it out to Bowen in the flat, who makes the reception, able to break free, but can't get back to the line of scrimmage, or the original line of scrimmage. It's going to bring up 4th down.
So credit to Bowen and Burgesson for keeping that play alive. He and Bowen actually using his athleticism to get some positive yardage.
But in that game, the officials went up to, I think it was Phillip Rivers at quarterback, and they told him, I'm going to tell you when there's 5. I'm going to give you 1. I'm going to give you like a few like extra seconds. And apparently they called a delay a game on Rivers. He goes, what the heck? And he goes, I gave you 10 extra seconds, actually, after the play clock ran down. Burgesson back to throw, under pressure. He's going to be sacked. Back at the 50-yard line. That is a turnover on downs.
Yeah, Leander brought the house there, and they were able to get to Burgesson with a big hit there. But he got up and just trotted off to the sideline, so that's good to see, because that was a big hit.
It was a big hit. 9:09 left to play in the ball game. And it looks like Cedar Park is going to be beating Georgetown. They lead 53-36 with 3 minutes left to play in the game. 1st and 10, Montgomery will hand this one off to Coates. He's going to gain a yard to the 49-yard line. Ball was right at midfield. It'll be 2nd down and 9. Clock continues to roll. I'll be trying to keep this one on the ground here. As Gaither heads to the sideline. And it's going to be handoff. Coates up the middle. Bounce off would be tackler. And, well, he spun for a second, but they're going to give him a yard to the 45-yard line. So a 4-yard gain there on 2nd down. Makes it 3rd down and 5. Approaching 8 minutes left to play in this one.
Yeah, it looks like they're just running the football. They're really kind of not playing with the urgency. They're just running the football. I'm sure they'll throw a pass if that's part of their initial game or original game plan. But it looks like here they're content on just trying to keep the ball on the ground.
That was Liam Gaither on the carry. No gain. Back to the line of scrimmage. Most likely go for it here. Right now, both teams have kind of stagnated right around midfield because no one's wanting to punt the ball away.
Yeah, it's that no man's land that you have, and especially for Leander, because really there's no advantage to punting here. They're just going to go for it probably where it doesn't matter where the ball is on the field.
And Gaither able to run forward, and he's going to be. Oh, I think he's just.
Yeah, I think he's short. I think
that's
the umpire looked like he was going to give him that yard, but the side judge said nope.
Yeah.
And that's going to be short for them.
That's the thing is an official. You got to call the game no matter what. And that's just tough, though, man. It really is tough.
It is. But
yeah,
it's I've been in this situation where you haven't really had a successful season, and it's the last game, and this has been a part of your life for probably the last, I don't know, number of years. It's been a part of your life the last 14 weeks at least, and now it comes to an end. I know it's emotional for these young men. So my heart goes out to the Leander Lions. Shout out to you guys. It probably wasn't the season you wanted, but you came out and played, and those are memories that you're going to have and carry with you for the rest of your life.
Absolutely, yeah. And that was a handoff to Landon Wallace. He gains 3 yards on 1st down to the 44-yard line.
And it looks like here that this is cool. They're actually getting in some seniors in to actually get a play in this final game for them.
Absolutely.
That's real cool. I like to see that.
Let's say you got to step out in the field. When my dad was growing up and he went to Temple High School, he said if you were a senior and you made the team, they automatically gave you varsity.
Yeah, that's what they do now. If you are on the team, you're a senior, you're automatically varsity. Doesn't mean you're going to play, but you're on varsity, and it's good to see these the coaches of Leander giving the senior players time on the field here in this final game.
Absolutely, yeah. So that play went backwards for Wallace. It's going to be 3rd down and 8, it looks like. Bowen now in the backfield. Burgess from the gun. They'll have 3 wide. Trying to get him to jump. On with the snap. Sorry, Bertrand with the snap. Hands off to Bowen. He's able to gain yards to the 46-yard line. It's going to make it 4th down.
So now, with under 6 minutes left to go in the game, looking forward to next week. Unfortunately, I used to be one of those people that would follow, like, okay, these 2 districts are matched in the first round and the second round of the playoffs, and these seeded teams play each other. I have no clue who District 85A is supposed to be playing with next week, but they have the Patriots have extra football. They're going to be having their playoff game. You mentioned the first playoff game for the Patriots since 2020. It's exciting times.
And this one's punted away. It takes a great hop for Eastview. And they're going to down this one. They're going to say at the 25-yard line. That was Hill on the punt this time. So I think they've given Guerrero all the rest he can. 5:01 left to play here. Yeah, we don't know who they're going to be playing. We should be giving you that action, the 2 of us. I'm not sure it will be necessarily on Vype Media. We'll be powered by Vype Media, but I think we should be calling that game next week. I'm not sure what day they're playing, where they'll be playing.
Or who they'll be playing.
Or who they will be playing.
But I will say this, most likely, since, the district schedule will wrap up tonight for all the teams in District 85A, the kickoff will probably be 7:30.
Most likely, yeah.
Because I know the kickoffs are made up or are decided on by the individual districts, but once you get into the playoffs, it's all UIL, and I know they like 7:30 kickoffs.
Montgomery from the gun hands this one off, going up the middle with it. I think that is Geither on the carry. It is.
And the Leander Lions still out here. They're playing hard. They're out here trying to get as many positive yards as possible. They're in a hurry up now. For this team, where tonight is their last game, it'd be nice for them to try to get into the end zone. We are here broadcasting on behalf of Eastview, but I look at it as Texas high school football as a whole as well.
Well,
you don't want you want young men to succeed.
I always say it like this because I grew up a golfer, and you talk about match play, and I always said I never wish ill will upon an opponent because the golf gods know and the football gods know. You never wish ill will upon an opponent.
And that is karma.
Karma. Absolutely.
So it's obviously I want Eastview to be successful, and I want them to come out with a victory, which that's not in question anymore. Yeah. Now I'm just looking about the young men that are out here. They sacrifice a lot to put on this show for us, and I just want when they leave this field, especially Leander, the majority of the team, they had a lot of seniors on this team. They're going to be leaving a football field for the last time as a player. I want it to be a positive memory. So, again, Eastview has the win in hand. I'm happy for that. But, I would really like to see Leander come out, play hard as they can. If they get a score, that's great. That's a memory that they could take with them as they walk off the football field.
For Eastview, they are going to improve to 7-3 on the season. They are 5-2 in district play. 5 wins is how many wins they had last season total, and now they have 5 district wins. They are 7-3. They improved from last season, 2 extra victories. Like I said, they're going to the playoffs.
And they have the potential to make some noise.
They do.
They're a good football team. I mean, we saw what they could do against a great Cedar Park team. So they have the potential to make some noise. They're definitely not a one-and-done team.
And Cedar Park's on in the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
You look at that game, and they came, and that was an away game. Also, just as a note here, because I didn't want to mention it early in the broadcast, I didn't want to jinx it. Cedar to Eastview is perfect on the roads. There's a deep ball downfield, and that's going to fall incomplete. They are perfect on the road this season. All 3 of their losses have come at home. So just wrap your head around that one for a second.
Normally it's the other way around.
Exactly,
It's the other way around. But that just shows you you have to have a level of mental fortitude to come out and essentially kick butt when you're in your opponent's stadium. And Eastview has that. And that's going to bode well for them in the playoffs.
Absolutely, because they probably won't have a home playoff game. But you're playing on the road, so it's not going to matter.
Yeah, I mean, again, I believe, and again, I haven't kept up to date with UIL and the seeding and how, how playoff matchups are determined and where they play those games. But I think you have to be a top 2 seed to host a game. I could be wrong, but that's just what I think. So could it be that they could host a playoff game at GISD Stadium? Yes, I'm not sure. Again, my understanding is you have to be either the 1 or 2 seed out of your district. So we'll see.
This time they do punt in the way. There's no one back to receive this one. It's just going to bounce at the 20-yard line. Then it's going to roll to the 17. That's going to take us to a 2-minute timeout. If they do take it, because I think I did a game maybe it was last week, a week or 2 ago, where they didn't even do it.
No, it was 2 weeks ago because the score was crazy out of hand that they just went on and played. It looks like, though, let's see, they're just doing the change of possession here. Let's see.
I think they're playing an ad on the board. The coach's box next to us, they've already started to pack things up here. This will most likely be the last series of the game. But tremendous effort throughout the season by the Patriots. Calling all their games last season, it was a night and day difference. They had some close games. They didn't go their way. They had some close games here that they did go their way. They had to win from behind. They had to, they played with the lead. They were good on defense. Their offense really excelled. And I think they scored more than 40 touchdowns this season, just all in all. But I have to add that one up if I can do some math on that. I think next week I'll try to give you the total, how many touchdowns were scored. But tremendous effort and a great turnaround here for this Eastview team, getting the 2 extra wins and making the playoffs the first time in 5 years. And this is, I cannot see who it was on the carry. It was a designed run. And that was not Ty Burgess. It didn't look like Ty Burgess. That was actually number 23. 23 it looked like. Yeah. And unfortunately, he's not on my roster. I hate to say it.
Nope.
That was one I got from the coach. It's probably a call-up, maybe a freshman, because like number 4, Josiah Bowen, he is not on the roster either, but he was called up for the Chaparral game. It's like number 16, Madden Rose. He's not on my roster either.
And you had mentioned improvement, from last year to this year. And I know when you look at the wins and losses, it's 2 games. So you can look at that and be like, hey, it's just a 2-game improvement. But based off what you said about this team last year and what I've seen of this team this year, the improvement is a lot more than just 2 games.
Yeah.
It looks like from an offensive perspective, defensive perspective, and special teams, they've taken it to the next level with Coach Robertson at the helm. So
absolutely.
While the wins and losses just indicate a 2-game improvement, I think overall as a football team, there's been dramatic improvement from last year to this year.
Absolutely there. As they got the first down, it's a handoff to Wallace. He just gains a yard. We're less than a minute. And if I could be an old curmudgeon here just for half a moment, I don't understand why they just don't kneel the football. I've said this about many times, why they just don't kneel the ball in this situation, why they're still choosing to run it. I don't get it. It's whatever. I don't understand. But either way, it's a victory for Eastview.
Yeah, it reminds me of if you go back to the early 90s in the World League of American Football, one of the rules they had in that league was you couldn't just kneel. You had to make an effort to advance the ball.
Really?
Yeah, you couldn't kneel the ball at the end of the game. You had to make an effort to advance the game. So they would do something like Eastview just did. They would have a running back come in and just take snaps and just run forward at the end of the game.
Very weird.
But yeah, that's what they had, and there we go.
And that's 000s on the clock. Well, Eastview, they score 50 points. That's the most this season. Their only game where they score past the half-century mark. They had a slow start, but they pick off Montgomery 5 times. They end up with 6 total turnovers overall. Guerrero throws a couple touchdown passes, and Clater scores 3. And they win this one by a final of 50-13. For the regular season, it has been an absolute pleasure to bring you all of these games for Eastview. We had so many great memories. Once the season's over, I think they're all going to go back up on YouTube as they were for last year. So I can't wait to relive these memories I got to make with everyone. Wherever you chose to listen, whether you're at home, in your radio, wherever you chose to listen to these games, we thank you so much for allowing us into your homes and, be able to share this time with you. But it's going to continue next week in the playoffs. We'll bring you that action here. And from us here at Vype Media, I'd like to thank Chris for producing this game, for doing the camera. He's done a tremendous job all season. I'd like to thank Asuna Vincat, our technical director. I think it was Skylar, our QA, tonight, providing quality assurance, and Merle Bertrand over at Vype Media. I'm Brian Reed. Thank you for tuning in. I'll see you all next week. This was Eastview Football, Vype Media Network. Stay safe.